It's unknown. And then oh yeah, there was some chick who was like an outer planar being that we accidentally banished forever.
She's in a ring.
Looks at Malabar.
And that made some dude really upset.
Suicidal, some might say.
Well, he was suicidal about other things.
Yeah, remember inside of the wagon there was another thing, right?
Dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Dinner.
So inside the wagon there was another dead body.
Janice.
It was the other. There was 3 knights or whatever.
3 guards.
Oh right, okay, yes, and after all
We killed
that,
all those knights so easily.
We didn't even try.
We didn't have to do anything besides banish somebody, I think.
Yeah, did we get experience points for those nights?
Where's our sweet loot? Tell me we looted their body, please.
oh my god, we got a hangman's rope.
Oh. Ouch.
It's a good rope.
It holds you nice and good.
Oh.
I guess we did get rope. That's true.
Yeah, we got rope.
It holds probably at least like 230 pounds.
So yeah. So after he didn't come back, we started searching for him, and we found him hanging from a tree. And then everybody had a self-pity party about something. And then we went into Wamford. Where they...
We kept going from like inn to inn or something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we need to go to the Barge Right Inn because you can't actually stay in Wamford. They just have a tavern.
They close it or something at some time, so we
down
ran.
Bar.
Even though they have a Spite Fire Inn, but who knows what that is, really?
Yeah.
It's an inn or nothing. It's not an inn. What kind of place is this?
And then there were 2 children playing outside by the water. One lost their pet in the water. Something came up out of the water and like ate it or something. I don't know.
It was an Aldopus. An Aldopus got him. That's what it was. It was Button, their dog.
Wait,
Button,
Apple.
their dog. Okay. And then we got them to go inside. Oh, well, me and Balabar were out there. Balabar made some kind of monkey in the tree, or...
Yeah, I was fucking with you.
Because I turned my staff into a tree to impress the children.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think we went back
they
in.
got called inside. Yes, and then we went back inside. And we were heading to the Barge Right Inn because we need to get there before the gates close. Which is like, I don't know, in half an hour.
Well, technically, yeah, while you were staying at the Spitfire Inn, or Tavern, whatever I called it, you guys actually heard a bell being rung from the Barge Right Inn's general vicinity. And you were like, what the fuck is that bell? And then you found out that the bell indicates the closing of the gates.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys do remember, I think you were leaving the Spitfire Inn in a rush.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
they were
did manage
taking
to
off
make
towards
it.
I think you were about to leave Wamford, actually, if I recall from the end of the last session. I hadn't described yet what you see when you get to, as you leave north out of Wamford, and we'll just start the session. So as you leave north out of Wamford and the sun is setting, there's a cool breeze coming in from the north, and you can actually see like the dragonflies or other small insects kind of meandering over the rushing river of the Desserin that runs right past and in between Barge Right Inn and Wamford. Well, to the far north, which is in the direction that you're headed, you actually see kind of like an almost old ruined keep made out of stone And you can see that there's a couple of battlements that look almost like they're in the midst of crumbling, and this thing has probably stood for at least 100 years, maybe if not more. But you see that it looks very largely abandoned. You don't see any guards. And as you guys are making your way toward it, you notice that, just cresting over the nearest, hilly farm, there is a large, what looks to be rickety stone and wooden bridge that is crossing the entire breadth of the Desserin. You see that the bridge. Did we lose Ryan here for a second?
No,
He just
I just
restarted.
read.
Oh, okay. So you see that the bridge itself, has got like this really, really high arch that people can use to, maneuver a boat underneath it. And the Desserin's pretty wide in itself. You notice that it's got to be at least, you would estimate, probably between 50 and 100 feet at this point in the river. And then on the hill itself, in the far distance, not very far, but at least a couple of 100 feet, a couple of 100 yards. You actually notice that there is what looks to be a walled off kind of area atop a hill, and that walled off area has got like a ton of what looks to be what covered wagons and other types of traveling vehicles, including horses, and you can actually smell like the thick scent of horse manure and people and body odor just wafting over on the air from that general vicinity as you guys are making your way across the high arched rickety bridge that's known as Ironford Bridge.
It smells like gas.
It pretty much smells like gas. And you can hear that at this point there's no more tolling of the bells. You can see that there are, like I said, a number of wagons outside the gates to this, kind of walled off area atop the hill, which you can only guess is the actual barge right in itself. But in general, there seems to be people that are in the midst of cooking. You can see that there's, as you guys are approaching the area, there's a number of people outside. In addition to what looks to be at the bottom of the river, 3 boats. As well. And just a quick glance over to the boats, you see that one appears to be some sort of fishing barge. On the right, written on the side of it, you see a large painted silver trout, and it's actually called, in kind of very simple letters that you read the words, the last trout. The second boat looks to be almost what looks to be like a trading ship of some sort. You can see that it's got these it's got 2 masts, and it's got these very large billowing, almost scarlet blood red sails. Except that the ship looks entirely abandoned. You don't see anybody atop it. You see that the sails are kind of tattered. The ship looks like it's in bad shape, like maybe it's seen a battle or two. And written right on the side of it in kind of this like fancy scroll work, you see that the ship's name is called Blood in the Water. And then the last ship is the most strange of all of them. The last ship almost looks like it's kind of like real curvy. It almost looks like maybe a merchant vessel of some sort. It's pretty long and wide. But what's really distinctive about it is that it's got this. For any of you who have ever seen in real life what a squid looks like with its actual beak, that's what it actually looks like. The mast of the actual ship, really, really high up into the air with writhing tentacles, although they're still, because it's just a figurehead, looks to be some sort of squid. And actually written on the side of it in kind of these very odd, almost like confusing to read type of letters. It's a little difficult to make out, but you think it says that the ship's name is called the Squid's Beak. So like I said, those are sitting in the water at the bottom of the hill next to the barge right in. And as you guys are cresting the hill and getting up to that area, you can see that there's a large kind of walled off gate. And outside of it, there are a number of merchant caravans and people setting up, preparing dinner. You see that there's guards standing about, probably in various states of either being guards to the merchants that are kind of situated outside the inn, or they're in states of like, kind of relaxing now that it's like nighttime, and just sort of taking off their armor, carousing with the local folk, which seem to have a large number of prostitutes among them, and things like that. But the smell is very pungent here of body odor
Of prostitutes.
The air is thick with prostitutes.
They're escorts with questionable. I don't know. I didn't have a finish.
So there's blood on the water.
Yeah,
That's the
blood
name
in
of
the
the boat.
water.
But-
was the
but
second
no-
ship we described.
But
Nope.
there's no fire in the sky.
Yeah, no fire in the sky. You can actually see that there's smoke rising from inside
In the water?
No, from inside the barge right into walls. But the gate itself, and it's kind of hard to make out because there's just so many people around this entrance, and so many caravans and other tents that are already up or in the process of being drawn up, is that the gates themselves are totally closed off. And you can see that there's a battlement on, kind of like crenulations on the wall and some sort of walkway behind that, where there are several guards, kind of patrolling. And, the lights are definitely diminishing. The sun is setting. It's just basically in the last 15 minutes of daylight of the day.
Wait, the gates are
God
closed?
damn it. We got here too late.
Yeah, gates are closed.
Son of a bitch. Well,
You think they'll open it back up for us?
I think you should climb over them.
thank you for
You hear
asking
somebody
nicely.
overhears your conversation. No, those gates are closed, my friend. They shall not open unless you pay the exorbitant fee. And
Yeah,
he's,
I'm definitely
laughing
gonna-
with his guards there.
I want to check how high these walls are.
Do we have grappling hooks?
Can I ask you, sir?
We can make it around. We have crowbars and rope. That's all we need.
When you say exorbitant fee, like what is that? Because when I was living in Nightstone, like 1 gold was a lot of money, but now we're very rich, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, you must be so rich. He says, look at you, so rich, my friend. You when you're finely dressed. He says, and all these adventuring companions are yours, huh?
Yeah, and you didn't mention my
That's why you
glowing
must be
sword.
staying at the finest inn in town, isn't it? And they're all laughing.
Yeah. That's exactly why we're here.
Sarcasm
and
sticking
that
in
and the
air. He says, the what?
Goes right over my head.
I'm just gonna yell out, "Are any of you vampires?"
You hear a lot of laughs, and a couple of people are doubled over in the nearby merchant caravan with this guy that's talking to you, who's kind of got like this really thick, greasy, curly hair and this very, very big, bushy beard, kind of overweight dude with these ruddy cheeks. And he's the one that you were talking to, Thornberg. And they're all laughing at this point. Especially at the mention of vampire, they look at you guys and they're cracking jokes. But one of them says, "Hey," he says, "what Merchant Zaraban says here is true." He says, "Quite a fee to get inside the barge ride in, 10 gold per person, and that's just to get into the gates."
That doesn't sound so bad.
Oh, I mean, it's
Ah.
not small.
He says, "Not so bad for adventuring types like you are." And then he kind of spits on the ground and turns his back on you.
I'm gonna whisper to somebody. I'll whisper to Zorana. I don't have any money.
What do you mean you don't have any money?
I don't have any money.
Why don't you have any money?
Well, Zorana, I think you have most of the money,
Yeah.
right? It's in that
You're
bag.
right. I
Wait.
I'm checking the bag. I'm like, I don't remember how much money we have in there.
You're being a loot.
There you
Oh, we got
Um,
one.
Okay.
So just quickly looking at
Oh,
the
yeah, okay.
actual
Mm-hmm. We got 1,718 gold in there.
Cream did ask how high the walls seem to be. They're just about 20 feet. And they look like they're totally made out of wood. There seem to be some sort of wooden palisade with some occasional pillars of stone in order to provide some structure. But this place reeks, man. It reeks of manure and filthy mud, and there's quite a lot going on here. There's a huge amount of noise just from the animals and other people that have set up shop outside the inn.
Are people like setting up camp out here?
Yeah, so it looks like there's a mixture of people who've setting up camp and people who have permanent camp outside here. You see a number of people that like blacksmiths, wheelwrights, coopers, wagon makers, pretty much mules and oxen and other horses.
Is
There's
there
a number of double dealing and other negotiations going on.
is there any Khajiit?
Khajiit have ways to say.
If you have
You
coin.
do see a tabaxi or two, yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. Hell yeah.
Boxy have wares if you have coin.
That's right.
Mm.
Another thing you notice because you're kind of standing outside the gates, is that there's two armed guards atop the actual gate on the crenellations itself. Those guards are just holding shields and spears, but they're kind of wearing what looks to be chainmail armor and these kind of like conical pointy helms. But you do see that right outside the actual gate itself, there's a sort of signpost, and there's a lot of miscellaneous pieces of paper posted on top of it.
Pizzas.
But posted on it, not pizzas. Yeah, there's pizzas just nailed to the board.
Oh, finally!
Snack.
But one of the things that you notice is that there's an actual kind of like really, really faded metal plaque written in common that says "Welcome to Jundar Hill," Jundar.
What the hell is Jundar Hill?
It just looks like maybe it's the name of the hill that you're actually on. So.
The hell is Jundar Hill?
This entire hill is Jundar Hill. We're on top of it.
Oh. I guess that makes sense.
And Thornburr, as you're kind of like looking around, trying to take all the sights in, you guys are trying to figure out how the fuck to get in there.
It's 10 gold feet.
Thornburr and Kareem, both of you guys kind of notice that there are a number of shady characters. Just kind of, you're getting a lot of suspicious looks. People in cloaks, with their faces shrouded in shadow. Every time you look at somebody, it seems like they were looking at you and then they turn away. You just get this like very odd feeling that you are definitely being watched very closely.
It was me and Thornburr?
Just you and Thornburr notice that.
Hey,
Thornburr.
yeah?
I think that there are some people who have a crush on me around here.
Well, I'm thinking maybe we shouldn't have led with vampires and how rich we are. That definitely set us apart.
Are you sure?
Sometimes I just get
Maybe a
worked
little
up, I
bit.
get excited, and I start talking about things, and then I realize
Look, I
probably
don't have
shouldn't have
time for the
mentioned how much
bullshit.
gold we have.
We have to get straight to it. Straight to it.
Okay, so should we just pay the money and go on in?
Yeah, screw it. Why not? We have enough money.
You see that there's in the gate itself, which is, like I said, about 20 foot high. Each gate's about 20 feet wide, so it's pretty long. But you see that in the gate itself, it's kind of, I don't know what it's actually called. There's an actual word for this, maybe a porthole or something like that. But it's an actual door that's built into the gate.
This is gonna be. Okay.
And then you notice that the door is opening. And out of the door, you see a woman, kind of like a cold-eyed, very serious-looking Damaran female human. And then she's followed by two of those, pointy hat guards.
Pointy hat.
And you notice that as she steps out, the door closes behind them, and one of the guards definitely locks the door. You notice that she's like scanning the crowd, and her eyes meet you guys. And then she
I wink at her.
speaking to one of the guys in like a hushed tone.
I'm gonna go on a little bit of a tangent. I'm looking through these wares that everyone is selling because it looks like this is a bustling town. Is there like an exotic pet store around?
Oh God.
You don't see anything like an exotic.
I'm looking for a pet monkey. It's on my list.
Things to get.
Unfortunately, you do not see an exotic pet monkey store or anything like that.
There's no tabaxis selling monkeys.
No, not in this immediate vicinity. Maybe
Okay.
inside.
This isn't that kind
This
of
is
outer
barge
city.
right
club.
in,
My
not
bad,
water
my bad.
deep.
I forgot they had standards here. Okay.
Yeah, 10 gold each standards is what they have.
Okay, tangent over. Okay.
So
Maybe
this,
inside, maybe if you looked a little harder. Oh, you're gonna say, Farber?
so this woman is looking at us and whispering to the guard.
Yeah, so she kind of says something, bows her head and kind of speaks into, the ear of a nearby guard next to her. And when he kind of looks around and he points at you guys, and then she nods to him, and then the three of them seem to be walking over.
I do the Night at the Roxbury thing where I'm like, me, him, me.
I just wave.
So she's let's see here. She says, welcome. Says, don't get your type around here very often. My name's Chalaska Murin, and I'm the senior sword and master of the militia here, barge right in.
I'm gonna whisper. That's racist. Our type? What does that even mean?
I think she just meant handsome people.
We're adventurers.
All
Rich
right.
people.
Tabaxi's got your tongue, eh? Yeah, I don't want to making big
I am-
dreams out here, so.
I'm Thornbur Throkenwit. We are the Stone Sworn. I almost forgot our name. It's been a while.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
You don't really say we are farmers, right?
No.
It was my friends Balabar, Belfrian, Zarana, and Kareem.
And winter.
Hello. It's
And
nice
Winter,
to
of
meet
course.
And Blinky.
Yeah, well,
Good.
welcome.
forget
to the
Blinky.
barge ride.
Oh, yes, and Blinky. All right, there's a
something
lot
I
of
can
us.
help you with. Perhaps you seek an entry inside.
Mhm.
He says, well, the price may be steep, but that's what you get for the safety of our walls.
Oh, it's very steep.
Okay.
He says,
I don't
mean,
even know
yeah.
if we can afford it.
I think just
It's
last
very
month, 12
steep.
people were murdered outside in here. I don't think you want to be among those number.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty. I mean, we definitely don't want to be outside at all. And that is
I
a
have a-
steep price. I mean,
Are you killing them so you can inflate the entry price?
She gives you like a dead stare. Her face turns totally deadpan because it already is. And she says, maybe I am.
I thought
I have a
so.
question. I have a question.
And then the two guards like look at each other and they start laughing. She stays completely deadpan though.
I have a question. Have you seen this guy? He has a wet face, beautiful man,
Hangs out with
Well-
wolves.
very well dressed, shallow complexion, and piercing blue eyes.
Loves blood.
She looks up for a moment and then she looks back at Kareem. She says, no.
His name is Arkin.
Definitely haven't heard of him then.
What about Ludovich?
She says, what do you want with Ludovic?
We heard he's a cool guy.
He's a crazy guy.
I like his name.
Crazy. Well, Balabar's crazy, but we still hang out with him.
So you fancy yourself some sort of vampire hunter. Is that it?
What?
Where are these
No,
rumors
we're
coming
like
from? I've never
giant
said that in my
hunters.
life.
Yeah, primarily giant.
That's what
Giant
they say,
hunters.
Alaska, one of the guards says. The guy that she was talking to before. She says, well, I'll allow you to snoop around in town, she says, but it's going to cost you. Like I
Okay.
said, the price is 10 gold each, and she points at at Winter, she says, is definitely staying where the horses are.
Hell fucking
No, I'll pay 10 gold for him to come inside.
She says, you're not going to be able to get him into any of the buildings. She says, there's pens inside for all the horses. If you want to rent your own pen for your own elk, you're more than welcome to.
He's
Price
very
isn't that steep.
tame. He's
Okay.
not gonna hurt anybody.
I got this, guys. I'm gonna look at her dead pain in the eye, and I'm gonna,
Oh God.
I'm gonna put my hand on my whip, threateningly, and I'm gonna say to her, "Are you sure about that?"
All right.
I'm like hugging Winter.
When you put your hand on your whip, you notice the two guards behind her. She doesn't move. The two guards behind her, they kind of tighten their grips on their spears and they kind of move them in a little bit more, offensive positions. Kind of like they raise them up a little bit and kind of tilt them toward you. Go ahead and make me an intimidate check.
Hell yeah, and I have advantage because I have a horrible scar.
I'm gonna counteract that advantage because you got
What?
Well,
got a
you got
bunch
an
of guards
18
here.
anyway.
What?
Very
But
good.
I'm beautiful.
You got an 18
Well, it's
anyway.
18 anyways. Screw it.
All right. So, so she looks at you. She says,
It's pretty good though.
"Yeah, that's pretty good. You think you're tough?" She says,
You know I'm tough.
He's pretty tough.
You don't look it too much, Malrandi."
That's bullshit. You know I'm tough.
She says, "Look, there's stables in town. You want to put your elk in there, someplace close by to the actual inn itself? That's fine with me." She says, "You don't have to put him in a paddock. Would that work for you?"
As long as he's not outside the gates. It's questionable, actually. I don't know.
How much do those go for?
She says, standard price for a stable rental.
And is that outside or inside?
Inside the
Says-
gate, she mentioned it.
Through the doors.
Well, I didn't
She
actually
points
say
with
that.
her thumb right behind her.
That was a Joe question, not a her question.
It'd be inside the gate.
Okay.
So just to give you guys a general idea of where you're standing right now, because I moved you to the actual barge ride in map, you were kind of standing here. Okay? Where I pinged on the map.
Got it.
The outer gate.
This place is squalid.
Well,
Look at all those
Rana,
types of
you know.
people.
That looks scary to me.
There's a guy under the table. Why is he under the table?
He's drunk. This happens. As a drink.
All right.
Zorana, I mean, you do what you want with your
Ooh.
with Winter, but I bet we'll be safe in there. You might want to ask if they have some sort of vampire insurance. Just in case.
Wait, did I get new tobacco?
What's insurance?
You haven't bought any tobacco yet. No, I'm sorry. You did. You
Yeah.
bought tobacco within Mumford.
I think it stains your teeth red.
I'm gonna smoke some of my pipe right now.
I don't know if he bought that kind.
Oh, okay. I remember that was one of the options.
Yeah, you got the most expensive one, I think.
Hell yeah, I did, because I'm fancy.
All right, you guys hand over the 10 gold each.
Yep. And that is
Yep.
70, including Emin. Well,
Thank
no,
you,
Emin.
Thank-
Was Emin staying with the
Thank you for
family?
your donation. Thank you.
Evan was
thank
staying
you.
with the family, I thought.
Emin will poof back whenever he wants.
Yeah, Emin is correct, staying with the family.
Okay. So then 60
I
gold.
don't think Eric will be joining us until like 3 months from now. So
He's engaged one of the halfling daughters.
yeah.
Well, I hope he has 10 children by the time he comes back.
All right, so the kind of goofy voiced guard, takes your money and thanks you profusely, and then you notice that the other guard opens up the door in the gate, unlocks it, and leads you guys through. And inside the actual barge right in, you see that there are a number of what look to be basically buildings all around. They seem to be pretty much all like merchant type of buildings. You notice that there are a bunch of what look to be stables and other areas that seem to be selling a variety of goods, including restaurants, other types of people selling their own individual wares. Some of the buildings do look closed for the day, or for the night, I should say. But far in the back, definitely quite visible from your vantage point, because it's definitely not only 17 feet away, but because this is not the scale.
Enormous village. I got you.
Any exotic animal shops?
It's about not that you
No,
immediately
Ryan.
see from here, from being led inside, but about 100 feet away from your current position, you see what looks to be the large, double-peaked entrance to the actual barge right in the back, which is this building right here. So, like I said, you're staying at the gates. You're about 100 feet away.
Should we go to the paddock first and get your get that
Well,
settled up?
So Chalaska did say that she gave you permission to rent a stable stall.
That's on the inside.
You do notice this building right here on the map, the one directly to the left, is a stable.
Okay.
It doesn't have a name. It's just got what looks to be a horse on a sign inside of a stall.
It's a mystery of what this building is.
It's Drunken Horse.
Schrodinger's horse.
It's the horse that you poop. I don't know.
It's in the stable, but also at the same time outside of the stable.
Well, Winter does get along really well with other horses.
Other horses? Winter, have you been lying to me? I turn to him.
He licks your face.
I knew it all along.
Yeah, this place looks pretty shady. You see, like I said, there's a number of guards kind of, doing a patrol on the higher wall, the inner wall of the actual barge right in area. And aside from that, it is really dark and kind of shadowy here. You see very few lantern lights, hanging from buildings, or any lights coming from the buildings themselves. And if there are lights inside of the building, they kind of look like really dim and flickery. The clearest thing that has any activity whatsoever is that large building in the back that's marked as the barge right in.
Well, I reluctantly leave Winter there and be like, you don't even have to tell him you don't even have to make him go anywhere. Just tell him, he'll go right over, and he understands you.
Okay.
To the Reverend guys there.
So you go up to the building with the horse, with the sign of the horse in the stall and outside of the stall, and you see that there's kind of like a doughy-faced, old man, maybe in his early 60s, who's got like these really squinty eyes, and he says, "You need be needing a stove for the night." Says, "I've never seen a horse with antlers on it before, but sure, come right this way."
Yeah, he's really friendly.
You're like, what? He doesn't laugh at his own jokes, so maybe he's just really blind.
You can pet him all you want. He loves it.
He says, "No grooming here, just a stall for the night is all I do. Give him food in the morning. What do your horse be needing, eh? Some oats? Cost you extra if you need an apple or two."
I guess he likes apples. Do you have twigs? Tree bark? He likes that, usually.
He gives you an odd look and kind of tilts his head. Hey, twigs and tree bark? Why would I have that?
Here, I have some. I
No.
pull out like 6 twigs out of my hair. I don't know what I got there. I just keep them there for Winter on occasion. I have like a handful.
Gross. He's like you gotta take his hand, you kind of just slap him into his palm, and he's just like looking at it like, what the fuck am I gonna
And Winter's like immediately starts like chewing at whatever twigs are in his hand.
You got a friendly beast here, don't you? He says, I've never seen a horse eat twigs before, but all right.
It's part beaver.
He's got a stomach of steel. Now you take good care of him, or else.
Well, first, before you go, miss, it's going to cost a bit of silver a night, and for the 2 apples in the morning, another silver.
Okay, here you go.
He says, money up front, please.
No, I just straight up hand it to him.
All right. So he
I
takes
hand him-
those,
I hand him
he
4
notices He bites
silver.
both of them and kind of sniffs it and then sticks it into his pouch. All right, good.
He sniffed it.
He sniffed it, yeah.
I just
I'm
stared
gonna-
at him oddly.
And then,
I'm gonna. Can I whisper to Zorana?
you
Yeah.
can do whatever you like.
Okay, I'd like to whisper to Zorana. Zorana, maybe you should give him or promise him an extra gold for the safety of your animal, just in case something might happen. That way, he has an incentive, because this place is pretty sketchy. And I look around and see if I can't find any cloaked figures walking around.
Consider it vampire insurance.
I'm already like, while you're whispering to me, I'm like handing the guy like 2, 3, 4. Like I was already giving him extra money.
Well, he's trying to take the reins, if there are reins
No.
on Winter.
He totally does.
And he's like looking for the reins, and Winter doesn't need saddle, right?
Nope.
And he's like, all right, well, what's all this extra money for?
To take extra good care of him.
He says, oh, I can do that. And he kind of like lifts up his belt, and he kind of jiggles his belly. He's like, I could do that real good.
Well, I'm not sure how your
I
belly's
kind of pull Winter back a bit.
Take your money back. Take your money back.
Like, no, he's
Are there any
It'll be the first time I
flames?
gave a horse a little bit of loving.
Are there any open?
Your secret life comes
Well-
out.
Well, newsflash. I wouldn't
He's a boy
try
horse.
that.
He says, I apologize, miss. I thought that's what you meant.
No.
He says, I'll do what I can. I'll put him in a nice quiet place in the back.
Nope. If
Wait,
he-
do people pay you to do that with their horses?
He just gives you like a blank look.
That was standard fare for extra money.
He kind of blinks and squints a couple of times, and he says, yeah, that's all right. And he kind of like, takes his tunic, just kind of open in the front, and he's got like a little bit of a hairy chest. And he notices a big, what looks to be horseshoe print or some sort of scar right in the middle of his chest.
Yeah, I'm
So
out of the
I got
building.
this.
I just leave. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, if you do that with Winter instead of a horseshoe, it's gonna be a horn. In that same spot.
I think he's
Belfry.
You would. This horse has killed many people. I've seen it.
And giants.
Belfrian, is that where centaurs come from?
That's exactly where they come from.
This guy's the father of all centaur.
I'm just gonna tell Winter, keep an eye on this guy.
So Winter nuzzles and kind of huffs at the guy.
Do you have a winter
Oh, don't
doll,
worry.
by the way?
Be fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna need one later, so Winter could point at the doll.
Where did he touch you?
Oh god.
I suggest a chastity belt. I don't know. I'm getting a vibe.
Yeah, with the winter chest.
We're not even in the inn yet, mind you. It's gonna go
We're
downhill
gonna
quick.
get there.
I'm pretty sure Winter's
It's
gonna
already
be
gone right.
protecting this guy more than this guy's gonna be protecting Winter. I'm really just leaving Winter in here for the sake of the show for all these people that aren't used to having a big elk around them in buildings. What's wrong with them? God.
I mean, don't we have like whisper spells and stuff that we can contact Winter just in case something goes bad?
Contact Winter.
Yeah, like can someone do like a whispering spell?
Like
Valabar, maybe?
And then he's gonna
Yeah.
respond back
Symbol.
with elk
I'm not
noises.
whispering to the elk.
Like, it could work. Winter would understand.
I just
Imagining hearing elk noises in your head now, just it sounds kind of like the wraiths from Lord of the Rings. That's what elk sound like.
That's horrifying.
Let's not offer any extra money to people inside. If this extra money out here got us this.
Whatever. Let's go back to the inn. We have Winter settled. Let's go.
I like slowly like let Winter go.
He's not gone.
He says, all right, mister, see you in the morning. My name's Cedric. Just let me know if you need anything.
Wait a second, Zaranda. Maybe you should tell Winter to try to find us if something bad happens.
He knows to do that already.
Okay. Winter, come find us if something bad happens, okay?
He kind of nods. Run.
That works. Okay, let's go to the inn.
All right. Occasionally, he looks over his shoulder at you guys as you leave him.
Are his pants still on while we leave?
What? Are his pants still on?
Yeah.
Not Winter.
Oh, you're talking about the stable master?
Cedric.
Yeah. The elk pants, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, they're still on. They're like really loose, so like as he's walking, he's kind of like lifting them up. But yeah.
As long as he's lifting them up and not down.
All right, so you leave Cedric and Winter behind at the stable, and you walk through the front, pretty much like the front open gate to the barge right in. And the first thing that you notice is that it smells smoky, smells thick of body odor. You see that the inn's a little taller than what you're actually seeing on the image. This was the best thing I could find. But there's actually multiple levels from what you can tell, probably at least 3 stories. And you can see that the frosted windows themselves have like a ruddy glow inside, and you can hear the faint sound of music and laughter and cheering and glasses clinking. And when you walk through the door, the first thing that hits you is the smell. Just in general, the smell of old beer, the smell of people, of food, of smoke. And the sights here are like, it's amazing how many people are actually like lingering around here. There are people slumped under tables drunk. There are people playing various games. There are prostitutes. There are a variety of different races.
Pirates?
Pirates. You see that there are serving wenches, serving food. What looks to be 2 or 3 different bartenders, along with a half-orc cook that kind of towers above all of them. And you also notice that you get a few looks from people nearby the door, who kind of gauge you in from head to toe in a matter of seconds. And, but aside from that, like nobody, it's not like the whole inn stops to watch you guys come in. Life goes on, and these guys are, just living life as they can. So you guys are standing at the entrance there. Nobody comes up to you. You're here to fend for yourself, it seems. There's no maitre d' or a waiter that comes up to you and say, "Hey, can I fetch you a table?" or anything like that. It looks like you're on your own to find it.
This is my kind of place.
This place is disgusting. Why are we here?
We're looking for a particular person who had a note when he died from the vampire, remember?
Ludovich.
Yep.
Well, that wasn't the
Find him.
person, but Ludovich is the guy who was on the sign, the name that was on the sign in Womford.
Mm.
So let me see if I could bring up that handout again.
He was like the vampire hunters wanted.
That's it. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So I guess we're looking for that guy, but while we're looking for that guy, I'm gonna go get the drink.
And since
Alright.
Winter's not around, I'm like holding on to the next biggest thing, which is probably Thornburn. Probably like holding on to like his robe or something.
Sure.
And I don't even know I'm doing it.
You all right?
Huh? What? Oh,
You
I noticed
alright?
it, and I like it. No, I'm okay. I'm good.
All right, so Kareem, you said that you're walking right for the bar.
Yep.
All right, so first thing you notice when you get to the bar is that there's a number of people, most of them drunk. In particular, you notice that there is there's an empty spot to the left and to the right. What looks to be a redheaded woman. And as you get closer, you can see that her hair is like abnormally red, like almost
Is she
like the
drunk?
color of scarlet. She is face down. Her face is kind of turned toward you. She seems to be unconscious or heavily snoring. Her face is half in a pile of vomit, in a pool of vomit, but she's very pretty. But obviously she's in a state of drunkenness.
Okay. I'm gonna say to her.
She's ready for your charms.
I'm gonna say to her.
First thing you notice is that she's asleep. She kind of seems like she's.
I'm gonna
half
say to
snoring.
her. In 10 minutes, I'm about to look like you.
Fair enough. So on the wall behind the bar, you notice that there is a very large chalkboard, and on the chalkboard itself, you see that there are a number of different drinks to order. Let me see if I can provide you a list here.
I'm gonna ask them for a specific one.
Okay.
Oh
me guess.
no.
Mind Flayer?
Just to see if they have it, you know.
Oh, jeez.
No,
No,
it was
that's a moment.
specifically sold only at that place. Remember?
It could have gotten big. We don't know.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no, you don't see the Mind Flayer on the list of drinks being sold. Oh man, I really did think I wrote this down.
Does anyone
Oh,
want to
there
drink
it is.
at the bar?
So yeah, there's a ton of people at the bar. In fact, you're getting looks from
the
a few
party?
people. One in particular seems to be a prostitute who has definitely noticed you. You think that the prostitute? It's kind of hard to tell. You know, she or he seems to be holding a kitten of some sort. They have purple eyes and kind of white hair.
She or he? What's going on here?
Yeah, you can't really tell because they're kind of androgynous looking.
There's your exotic pet. Either one.
So this little white kitten is kind of licking his or her chin at the moment, and just like the look that you can see on the screen right now, they seem to be giving you, this kind of look at the end of the bar. But just to quickly describe what you see on the actual, chalkboard behind the bar itself, you see several drinks named. You see one that's called the Banshee, one that's called Bilgewater, one that's called River Rum, Milligan's Deep Stout, Drunken Uncle, Fishhead Ale, Shipwright's Beard, and Pepper's Porter. None of these drinks have descriptions, but you do see prices. The most expensive of all of them seems to be the Banshee.
Where's my party right now?
I'm watching
so
Kareem to
what
make
are the
sure he
rest of
doesn't
you
do
guys?
anything stupid.
I'm looking around the room.
You guys had enough space to walk with him to the bar. I mean, that's totally fine. It's crowded in here, but not so crowded you can't move, like it's a Saturday night bar in New York City or something.
I'm looking for other gnomes.
You're looking for other gnomes. At the moment, you do not see other gnomes.
Tired of all these tall people and these tall people problems.
We'll build a wall and make the tall people pay.
But you can make me
Got
a perception check.
Make no man great again.
Make gnomes great again.
Yeah. You can make me a perception check, that'd be fine.
I'm good at that.
Alright. You don't find any gnomes, but you do see there seems to be what looks to be fist fighting, formal fist fighting going on in the corner of the inn. You notice that there is a pair of dwarves that seem to be, kind of practicing against each other.
Formally.
Formally.
They're in suits.
Anybody else want to attempt any perception checks here?
Nah. I'm just
Yeah,
waiting.
I don't really drink, so I'm just kind of keeping an eye out as accompanying the party up to the bar, but just keeping an eye for
Yeah.
sketchy behavior.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention. So next to those pair of dwarven pugilists, you actually also see what looks to be a heavily muscled and tattooed half-orc with a like very square, lower jaw that kind of like juts out from the rest of his face. So go ahead and make me a check, Thornberg.
I can do that. Oh, I whispered it for some reason.
It's all right. I saw that you rolled a 14.
It was a 14, everyone.
That's a lie. I don't believe you.
All right. So you've definitely noticed that you can kind of pick out the prostitutes in the crowd. One of them seems to be a very busty, pale-skinned, red-haired tiefling, kind of like with a pirate hat and barely any clothes on, or barely any pants on, I should say.
Where's the picture of that? Can we see
Yeah. There you go. Donald Duck, and there's a picture of that.
Oh, okay. You actually had one.
Chastity.
Yeah.
Of course it's
He
chastity.
was ready on the trigger, man.
You also spot what looks to be a very burly looking, rather looking, and maybe drunk Goliath. You notice that, this Goliath in particular has kind of like grayish skin. He's kind of square jawed, but otherwise has no facial hair or anything like that. He raises up a drink to you when he sees you and gives you this really wide smile.
Is he also look like a prostitute?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's the thing that you notice.
Did he
Come
just
on.
escape from God of War?
More like Gay of War.
I look around kind of awkwardly.
You also see that there's a guy with his own table that's got like a ton of what looks to be pirates and other sailors just kind of crowded around him. You can see that he is clearly the center of attention.
So is this like a team of prostitutes?
No. This dude seems to be some sort of captain because
The
from what you
captain
can
prostitute.
From what you can tell, he is very distinctive looking because he's got these two horns that kind of jut up right out of the side of his head, right above his ears. But his ears look like almost like they're fish fins, and his skin is almost like a scaly blue, and his eyes are like a bright blue, almost like they glow.
He
And
must
he
have
has
been touched by
horns.
Abatheth.
What's that?
And he has horns, you said?
That's right. Yeah.
Not a
Does he have an
dragon.
octopus beak anywhere?
I'm
the
sorry.
cup
Too many
page.
people speaking at once. Say
Does
that.
he have an octopus beak or anything like that anywhere?
No. You do hear one of the people sitting at his table, and he's like, you crack me up there, you blue-eyed bastard, is what he says to the guy. And that's what he looks like.
Have I ever seen a creature like this before?
A triton.
Yeah, you can make me nature check, intelligence. I like the look frozen on the person. Yeah, you've never seen anything like this. Looks like a goddamn fish monster.
What's a human?
Guys, there's a fish monster over at that table, and everyone's talking to him.
A fish.
Yeah.
This place just got weirder.
Oh, and I did mention the pugilists before. I might as well show you them. So that's
Dang, he's scary.
that's the half-orc guy, and here's the male and female dwarf and pugilists.
Nice.
Oh, and I did mention that there was a woman, right? That I was kind of drunk on the bar.
Sleep?
Mhm.
Yeah, kind of asleep.
Mhm.
This is what she looks like. I was mistaken. She does not have red hair.
Oh. But she's got a red bandana.
Yes.
Maybe I mistake that for hair.
And then does anybody else want perception checks? Just to kind of look around.
Making sure there's no trouble.
Oh, I did
Screw
mention
it.
that there was a
Nope.
what looks to be a half-orc
No trouble at all.
kind
No
of a
trouble
cook
at all.
behind the bar itself. Well, you actually notice that as he's cooking, he doesn't look to be a half-orc at all. Looks to be actually a full orc. And this is what that full orc.
Dude, we've all just failed our perception checks.
We're eating murlocs?
Murlocs.
We have 3 fails. Oh my god.
In a row.
Wow, that's 3 ones in a row. Just get them out of the way now.
Yeah, we're just proceeding. Like, who cares, man?
I'm pretty sure the entire inn snuck up on us.
Hey, so 1 is not necessarily a bad thing. So let's see.
It's not
here.
good.
Oh, there's people! People!
So let's see
Where did you all
here.
come from?
Zorana, as you're looking around, you lock eyes on a dude who is giving you the nastiest look right now. He looks like he is fucking mean, and he's got his hands, like one hand's kind of tucked in his
Honest
belt,
dick.
and then the other hand looks to be like resting right on his dagger. And as he looks at you, his face just like gets more narrow, and his eyes just get more narrow and squinty as he looks at you. He
How
looks
big
like
is
he's
his
got
dagger?
this look like he wants to kill you. How big's his dagger? It's got to be like at least 8 or 9 inches long.
It's a big dagger. I'm just staring him back like
That's what that guy looks like. The guy who gives you that nasty
The
look.
Candy Man?
the candy man.
You've attracted the Candyman. Good job.
I look like a druggie, I guess, probably.
The Candy Man.
All those twigs in your hair.
Fucking Willy Wonka's after you. You should get the fuck out of here.
And then let's see here.
Oh, jeez.
Belfrian. So Belfrian, as you're looking around, you see that there is a rather attractive dude with kind of swarthy skin. Reminds you very much of the features that Kareem shares. And you see that he kind of looks at you and he gives you kind of a slight smile and a nod of his head. He's pretty attractive. And he kind of like does like this with his hand for you to motions for you to come over. This is what he looks like.
A good name.
The Pimp.
The Pimp. Hello, Mr. The
That
Pimp.
controls the harem. What beautiful characters for us to interact with.
Yeah, so this place is booming, man, but still no sight of anybody that you think would resemble or, match the name of
Ludovich.
I'll ask the bartender about Ludovich.
So the bartender guy, you see that he's kind of he's got like a really deep scar from the top of his hairline almost to the bottom of his nose on his right cheek, and this kind of bristly beard. His hair is graying on the sides and it's kind of tied back in a ponytail, and he says, in almost kind of a raspy voice, he says, "Name's Nalisker Thailand." He says, "How can I help you? Looking for a drink, eh?"
I show him mine.
Looking for Ludovich, actually.
My scar, I mean.
"Ah, Ludovich." He says, "I might be able to help you with that." He says,
Good,
keeps
good.
a quiet private room to himself off in the corner there. And he points kind of like over the crowd.
Do you know if he's in now?
He might be. Yeah, I think so. He says, you can't miss him really. He's got a beard and a milky left eye.
Milky Eye, got it.
And a beard.
He says, "Is there something I can get you in the meantime?"
Yeah, give me a drink.
He says,
I'm good on
"Drinks
drinks.
are behind me." He says, "You looking for a recommendation, friend?"
Yeah, what's your strongest?
He says, "Depends on what you're in the mood for." He says, "If you're looking for something a little bit harder, then I recommend the River Run.
Now,
Seems to be quite popular around here."
I mean, when you say drinks are behind you, does that mean you're like, off the wagon? Like, we don't need to drink around you if that's going to make you uncomfortable.
He gives you a look. Never quite heard the term "off the wagon" before, but if you mean to imply that I don't drink myself, no, that's not the case.
Okay, great. Well, I don't drink, but
Wait, what's
This
behind
guy's
you?
a-
I'm confused.
So, like I described before, there is a chalkboard that lists
No,
all
no,
the
no.
drinks.
I'm talking about his expression.
What is his expression?
Oh,
that what you were asking?
Oh, he was literal when he said drinks. Never mind.
Yeah, he was
That's
literal.
what I understand.
Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Did anybody else not interpret that?
I got
That
that.
was pretty clear. It was pretty
It was
clear.
pretty
I'm
clear.
drunk already in real life. I don't need this.
Wow.
So yeah, he recommended the river rum,
Sure.
which you noticed has a price of 1 silver piece.
Whatever. I don't care. Good. Let's do it.
All right. So he gives you a shot glass in front of you, a little bit bigger, maybe about 1.5 ounces, and he fills it right to the rim with like a dark, spicy looking rum.
Okay,
He says,
I drink.
"Can I be getting any of the rest of you a drink or two?"
Can I have some ice water?
He gives you a look. He says, "Ice water, unfortunately, miss, we don't have." He says, "I can offer you some rainwater if that's what you want." He says,
Yeah.
"If you're looking for something a little bit more interesting, I can give you a glass of bilge water."
What?
That's interesting.
He says, "You notice that bilge water is the cheapest thing on the menu. It's 3 copper."
I'll...
Must be good.
I like rainwater.
He nods. You notice that he pulls out a pitcher of water and a kind of foggy-looking glass, and he pours you a full glass of water.
When he's pouring the water, does it look clear at least?
Yeah, it does. It does.
I don't
You
think
think
so.
you maybe see something floating in it, but you're not sure. It like just settles to the bottom.
Is it a pubic hair?
Kinda
Straight from the baths upstairs.
dingy in here.
Oh.
How much for this Fiji water?
I drink whatever you gave me.
It's good. It's strong and it's sweet, but it is definitely rum, and it's quite decent.
Am I drunk?
No, you are not drunk.
I
Do
get
you like drink it in one shot,
Get the bottle.
or do you kind of like just sip it?
Nah, I drank it one shot.
He says another. It's strong
I
and
got
it kind of burns on the way down, but then it's nice and smooth. So he pours you another one. He says, "Unfortunately, I'm going to have to ask you for your money up front, though."
Zorana, pay the bet.
Jeez.
He looks at
Kids.
Zorana and he extends out his
I
hand.
give him the money.
Perhaps you should give us all
Wait,
an allowance.
how
He
much?
So far, 2 silver.
2 silver.
For the two rums. Is anybody else ordering anything?
Okay.
There was some port on the menu. Some kind of porter.
Yes,
And
yes. That's Pepper's Porter. He says,
Porter's
our
beer.
head chef over there, that orc that you see there, he makes it. He says, "Will you be having that?" You notice that it's only 5 copper.
No. Not good enough.
Have some
That
bilge
hasn't
water.
been-
The drinks
No,
range
no.
in price from 3 copper to 2 silver.
Any wines?
He says, no. He says, "They don't really serve any wine around here."
Wine. I
He says,
look
"The
at.
closest thing I got is Drunken Uncle, if you want some of that."
I want to look at Belfrian. Wine? But aren't you outdoors all the time? Don't you like drink whatever? Why are you getting fancy on me?
He says, "You might like the Banshee too." He says, "But I gotta warn you, both of those have a little bit of a side effect."
You
Send
wail
it.
into the night.
I'd rather not spoil the surprise, if you will.
Well, if you with Ramrod, you'll probably win.
Oh, God.
You don't really know any of those NPCs' names.
Okay, well, I point to that guy. Then. I just point to him.
He raises up his drink to you and gives you a smile. So what would it be, friend? A Banshee or a Drunken Uncle?
I'll take both.
Your friend's here, a drinker.
Keep your wits about you, Curry.
So he takes out 2 glasses. Both glasses are distinct. You notice that the Banshee is kind of like a flute-like glass with a wide, flowing top. It almost looks like a flower. And then Drunken Uncle, that's just like fat and straight. But
You
small.
described me well. That's what my nephews would all say.
I guess you're not gonna be staying a night with Ramrod.
Rip that poor gnome in half.
So he pours Drunken Uncle, which just kind of has this like whiskey-looking color, but it seems a little bit thicker than whiskey. And then he pours the Banshee, which almost looks like it's glowing green. It's like almost like an antifreeze color.
That means it's good.
And that means, and he says, 4 silver, please.
I give him the full silver.
It didn't mean to be so upfront the first time.
So you got both of those drinks in front of you at the moment.
Man.
Chug 'em.
I'm gonna drink both of them at the same time.
No, you're not. All right. So is anybody stopping Kareem from just chugging 2 drinks at the same
I
time?
want to see what happens.
I like try
I do
to.
too.
I like try to, but then I feel like I'm too late, and then I just put my hand down.
I'm taking notes. I pick out a notebook.
Oh my
But
god.
I'll put a hand on Kareem's shoulder.
From Joe's reaction, this is probably not good.
Not good.
I put a hand on Kareem's shoulder and say,
Well, let's see what happens the first drink, and then we'll go to the second, and
Oh, you will out.
we'll make a decision then.
So far you've downed 2 river rums, right?
Uh-huh.
In like the span of like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then and now which one are you trying first? The Banshee or the Drunken Uncle?
Do the Banshee.
Yeah, Banshee sounds fun because we're gonna whale, so let's do that one.
Everything that makes you glow in the dark is perfect.
So this thing
right?
tastes like Ecto Kool-Aid. It is tangy. Like super sweet.
Sounds like
And
my kind of drink.
and the first thing you notice is that I need you to make me a fortitude save.
You mean Constitution?
Sorry, yes, Constitution saving throw.
What is this, Pathfinder?
Get at it, yeah.
That's
Yes,
not
we
good.
Converted to Pathfinder.
That's not bad
while we were
either.
gone.
It's like,
That's not bad.
Pathfinder's 2.0 now. We're good.
All right, so you managed to keep it down. You're feeling a little bit on the buzz side at the moment, but the first thing you notice is that everything gets super quiet to the point where you can't hear shit.
what?
Like everything is silent. You can see that people's mouths are moving around you.
I try to get your attention and keep making the drink motion for you for the other one.
Can I stand up?
Yeah, you can stand up. You feel fine. You just feel a little bit buzzed.
But I can't hear anything.
No.
Oh, whatever. I take the next one.
Shrug your shoulders. This one's a little hard. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom?
Yeah,
That's the
This
best
one
kind of
tastes
drink.
Like really, really strong whiskey. Oh.
Wait. So I have Indomitable, so you can reroll any saving throw if you fail, once per day.
All right, that will fail.
Okay, well let me try one more time. That's much better.
It's much better, but it'll still fail.
What are you doing to me, Joe?
You did it to yourself.
You did it.
Joe's doing nothing.
15
So
fails?
first of all, it is a decent sized glass, right? So like here's a normal bottle of water. It is like this much. So it's like double or maybe triple the size of a shot. And as you're drinking it down, like it gets stronger and stronger, and your hearing starts to come back because you're like sipping this thing and like you're trying to get it all down. But then you start to feel really funny and strange, and you have this like crazy urge to tell something really embarrassing about yourself.
Okay. Do I do that?
Yeah, you're gonna have to do that because you failed that wisdom save.
So now
Two
I'd say he's
inches.
like kind of drunk by now.
Do it.
Kareem, are you okay?
or secret, anyone will do.
You feeling all right, man?
Give me a while. Okay, I'm gonna hold it down for a little bit, but then I'll get you something good. Just give me 1 second while I figure something out, okay?
He's gonna find one. He's gonna find something.
Man, as he's like
It'll
swaying back.
just blurt out randomly.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Well,
Alright.
Kareem's not looking too hot.
He's kind of a little swaying a little bit, and like
I'm
he
trying to
is,
like hold him so he doesn't like fall down.
you know,
He said he
just
wants to sleep in his own puke. I don't know why you're holding him.
Yeah.
He just had 4 strong drinks in a span of like 8 minutes. So
I'm gonna keep a close eye on Kareem.
I'm
Say, does
also
anyone
keeping
wanna
a close
join me
eye on
and
help
Kareem.
him?
Go see if that other person's here that we're looking for.
Ludovic?
Yes. I don't want to be here when the projectile vomit.
That's exactly where my
him.
mind is.
I'm gonna watch him and make
Yeah.
sure he doesn't do anything stupid.
Yeah, why don't you
Little
two
late
go
for
look
that,
for
huh, Serena?
well, anything stupider.
Yeah.
all right, so Belfrian and Balabar are leaving to go look for Ludovic. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And Thornbird, Zorana, and Kareem are staying at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, sure. So Belfrian and Balabar, as you guys leave the bar, you see that kind of swarthy, handsome-looking guy named Hakim the Pimp. He motions you over and he says, Miss, please come here, Miss.
Don't do it.
You're
Don't
very
do it, Belfrian.
He's trying to rope you in.
It
It's your
would be
job.
worth your time.
Me or Balabar? Me?
No, you, miss. Please, come here. Come here. He says, just a
bit
moment
of
of your
rush,
time.
but what is it?
He says, I just simply wanted to tell you, you're strikingly beautiful. I had to let you know. And allow me to please introduce myself. I must know your name. My name is Hakim.
Is that the full name? You don't have a last name?
Make me persuasion check.
Yes.
All this time he's been kind of ignoring you. He says, well, some around here may call me Hakim the Pimp.
Ah, okay.
It's a pleasure, Mr. The Pimp.
Oh no, the pleasure is mine. And he extends out his hand and he gives a very formal bow. You lay your hand in his?
Yes.
So he gives he flourishes even more. He kicks out his leg behind him and he gives like a bow at the hip and he kisses the top of your hand with warm, spicy lips.
Herpes now. That's spiciness is herpes.
I have lesser restoration.
So you do notice that there are a couple of what look to be, swarthy-looking guards behind him that definitely look like they've seen some action. But they're just keeping an eye. They don't actually do anything. They just look like they are Hakim's protection.
Well, shall we keep going, Belfry?
He says, no, please wait. One more question, Miss. You told me. Did you tell him your name? I
Yes,
didn't hear it.
Belfrian.
He says, can I perhaps interest you in a glass of wine or perhaps a fine meal?
He's totally gonna drug it. Don't get it, Belfry.
And if not, perhaps some entertainment for the night.
Only
He
take
says,
closed drinks.
I must make your acquaintance. You're the most beautiful creature in here.
He called you a creature.
Oh, you embarrass me. There are many lovely creatures. That fish man, for instance. Quite lovely.
He says, "Ooh, that blue-eyed bastard over there." He says, "Ignore him. He's just a show-off." He says, "No, my name is Hakim,
the pimp
and I
is
can
much
show
more
you.
trustworthy."
I can show you wondrous delights." He says, "I can show you everything that the Barge Ride Inn has to offer." And he says, "And plus, I would like to know more about your friend over there, who looks quite tipsy, if I must say." And he refers to Kareem behind you.
Okay, I said
You swing both ways.
I say to him, girls sometimes scare me because when I talked to a girl one time, I had sex with her and I didn't actually love her. Then I felt bad after I had sex with her, and then I was like, oh my god, I didn't actually love that girl, and then oh my god, that just happened.
What?
That's what you came up with? That's every adventure ever.
I grab Kareem and I look to the person serving the drinks and I say, "Do you guys have rooms here?"
He says,
What?
do.
Did you say something to me, Thornberg?
He ignores your.
Kareem, this guy over here is interested in you.
A pet.
Yes.
We're just like yelling at each other across the bar.
Yeah. I'll point
I do
at the
have a-
pimps to Kareem. Kareem, this guy's
Alrighty,
interested in you.
Mr. the Pimp, go to Kareem. He will give you great entertainment tonight.
So you see the guy, Keen.
Oh God, what are you guys doing?
Kind of waves over to you, and Kareem. And he kind of motions you over. Well, actually, your friend looks quite drunk. He says, but a fellow
I
man
motioned
around you
him
is always
back.
a friend.
Oh, I thought
I
that's how
motioned
you
him back.
liked him, Mr. Pimp.
I give him this motion.
You give him a thumbs up from the distance, like, yeah.
That's it.
Trying to hold him
The
still.
Maserati hello.
So as he's telling you about the rooms he has for the night, he says that he just has 2 rooms. He says he has common rooms, which are 6 people to a room. He's got a few of those vacancies, and then he says, and I have a few higher quality rooms if you're looking for some privacy, 1 or 2 people. He says, of course, the better the room, the more expensive it is. And he's pouring a glass of water. He says, your friend should drink this.
Here,
Is it
Kareem.
the Bills water?
Drink this.
I'm gonna say this.
It's
Is it
rainwater,
alcoholic? Is there alcohol in here?
Yeah, there's lots of alcohol in here.
I can't hear. I drank it.
You can hear again. It's a little muffled. But
Oh, okay.
and as you're drinking it, you're like, this is fucking water. Like warm water at that.
Oh.
I still think it's alcoholic because I'm drunk, so I'm gonna keep.
I was gonna say I've actually fooled people in the bar with that. It works.
It's a lot. The alcohol content in there, so kind of.
He says, so what do you say, Miss Belfrian? I would very much like to, like I said, enjoy a fine meal with you.
I'm gonna keep going, Battlefield. If you feel this is the guy,
No, I will come with you.
just remember his last
Perhaps
name is the
a
Pimp.
little later. I am trying to meet someone.
He says, may I inquire as to who?
Kind of bitch.
Did you say bitch a
Hold on.
bitch?
I heard bitch.
Bitch a bitch.
The rich
Of
Or
course.
bitch a bitch.
He says, oh, that grumpy old man? No, I am much better company. He says, please, allow me. If you wish, I can bring Ludovic here for you.
Well, if you could bring him here, that would be wonderful.
He says, then please sit. And he motions to the side, and you see the 2 guards step aside, and he's kind of got this table. You notice at the top of the table, you see a bowl of nuts, a bowl of
Classic.
dates. You see that there's a pitcher, a few fine-looking glasses. The pitcher is obviously full of wine.
I'll look at the photograph.
Elfrian, please don't touch his nuts.
And the actual booth that he's standing next to looks like kind of lavish. You notice that it's got like velvet seats, they're cushioned. There's a little incense burning. There's a little like chandelier with very dim light, from a crystal. It looks cozy in there, inviting.
Looks creepy.
It looks creepy. Like, welcome to my rape den.
Yeah, everybody
Go
here is
on
swearing
in.
creeps.
It is nice.
Horse
He says
fuckers.
It's gonna get Ludovic.
Sorry, rocks. Sorry. All right. So, are you actually going in?
What do you say, Balabar? Shall we
Have fun.
Oh.
I had a door pointed out to me. I'm going there. I don't need this guy doing any favors for me. Besides,
Have
he's
a-
interested in you, not me. I'm out.
Hakeem does nod his head.
No, I must.
Although he has a
continue with my
thing for
friend.
Kareem over there too, so
It's most unfortunate, Miss Belfrian. I wish perhaps you to change your mind. He says, in the meantime, I will let our glorious bartender know that Any drinks you order tonight are under my tab.
You're most generous.
He gives you a smile
So
and
is
a
the
bow,
drug.
and then bows at the hip and kicks out his feet behind himself again. Very flourishing gesture, and then seems like you are free to do what you want at this point.
Keep going towards the door that we intended to go to.
He was quite nice.
All right.
I just shake my head.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna regroup with the party at this point and try to join them.
Well, you're standing with Zorana and Thornbur at
Yeah.
the bar. You notice that you hear kind of like a little meow or meow from the kitten. And,
Punch it. I'm kidding.
No.
I don't do that. I don't actually. I just want to make
the
them laugh.
kind of androgynous looking elf, locks eyes with Thornbur for a second and just kind of like gives them a little bit of a wave.
Oh, this is one of the so I meant to say this earlier. I have been avoiding the prostitutes in any form. I'm very
surrounded by them.
I know.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because
I'm like keeping my head down. I am
social butterflies.
terrified.
Will you lose the power in your crotch?
It's water. It's that water deep bar all over again.
Party.
When they thought we were prostitutes.
Yes.
Remember they thought we were the
Strippers.
Spanish prostitutes? I'm
Strippers.
like, yeah,
It's a good
strippers.
time. I remember
I'm
that.
just like having flashbacks to that. If you remember, I went out and beat myself after that happened.
Mhm.
Yeah, there was.
And
well,
not in that way.
That
Oh
was
yeah,
hot.
the other way.
Yeah, in the unpleasurable way.
Well,
So, like, if I catch her eye, I'm just like jet back to looking at like the
her
camera.
eye. Did you just assume?
You're right. Their eye.
Their
eye.
eye,
I
their
apologize.
Thank you.
I apologize.
Thank you, Eric.
You kind of hear like a purr
Sorry.
from her direction. You're not really sure.
Ask for the pronouns.
It's like a very low.
I'm just hoping it was the cat and not the person.
But anyway, yeah. So, and Zorana, are you doing anything in particular?
I'm kind of just like a little embarrassed at all of the prostitutes, but also a little oblivious at the same time. But I'm just like keeping an eye on anybody that's like got an eye on my party because I'm trying to protect them. Kind of like
aside
Team
from,
Mom,
aside
you know.
from the guy that I called the Candy Man before, who's
Mhm.
given you, dagger stares. He's right now the only person that is looking at you.
When I look back at him, I like give him a look and I wiggle my eyebrows at him.
Okay.
Intimidatingly, but not really. Kind of like in half a joke.
Intimidating.
Like what?
All right.
How do you react to that?
He kind of looks like he blows you a kiss, like he goes like that to you, and otherwise, he seems to cross his arms, stare in your guys' general direction.
And then I like blush and look away, shaking my head.
All right, sure. Okay, so Balabar and Belfort. You guys kind of make your way in the outskirts of the main room, where there's a large number of people doing a variety of things. And in the corner, where Nalisker, the bartender, had described, you see that there is a kind of like dimly lit, almost like little two-person booth. And you notice that these booths on this side of the wall, and there's only maybe about 4 or 5 of them, they have these what look to be red beads hanging from the ceiling to kind of give it a little bit of privacy, but you can see in and out. And sitting in the booth in kind of like this, wooden bench that's kind of built into it, you see that there is a dude. He seems to be drinking what looks to be his own wine. You see that there's a bottle of some dark glass on top of the table with another glass filled with some dark blackish red liquid. And he, just like described to you, has got kind of a thick beard and a milky left eye with like a scar going right through it. And he sees you guys approach, and the first thing you notice about him is that, aside from his appearance, is that he's got this very interesting looking white leather whip at his side.
Another one.
A
And
competitor.
as you guys approach to him, approach next to him, you notice that his hand kind of like, just barely rests on the weapon.
I pull up my lips so he can see I don't have fangs. I figure that's the greeting,
And he gives you a very suspicious look, and he says, "Yes."
We heard you're hiring for, killing a vampire.
No, I am not hiring to kill a vampire. I'm looking for information. And he says, "And why do you think it is a vampire?"
Because I
Because
have good persuasion.
Mom
I just
told me
smile. Well, because bats don't usually summon wolves and things.
he says, he leans
drink
in and
blood.
you see that he moves aside the beads, and he says, "Come in."
Okay.
So there's enough space in the booth for like you and Belfrine to kind of sit tight, close together. But you guys kind of sit down opposite him.
Yeah.
Okay. You notice that he fishes out what looks to be like 2 tin cups. They're very, very battered looking. And he puts them down in front of you guys and then pours what looks to be red wine. And he says, "I wish to know everything you know." He says, "First, what is your names and where are you from?"
First, what are you paying this?
He says, "Name your price. Let's see what sort of information you'll have. Give you some sort of monetary reward."
It's fine. We know it's called the Womford Bat. Yeah?
Yes.
He just squints at you and he says, "Yes, that was on my poster."
Right, yes. I'm recalling from 2 months ago, sorry.
Eric or Alaric? What was the name? He gave us the actual
Definitely
name. I met
Eric.
It was Eric.
Eric.
Yeah.
John Smith.
The
It was
vampire.
Eric with an A and a K, if I remember.
Yes, that sounds right.
He looks like this.
He had these
Alright, so you describe his appearance.
Describe his appearance. Describe.
beautiful blue eyes.
Yeah, you saw him more than I did, didn't you?
Yes. I was almost tempted to go with him. I think he tried to put a spell on
He
us.
says, no, I need more details. Tell me more. You describe this man as naming himself Eric, but where did you encounter him? Where did you find him? What did he do?
Well, he killed a rider that came from here.
Yes, that dragon was
drained all his
bearing
blood.
some kind of note.
He says, he killed a rider, you say.
That's right.
Yes, fleeing.
Do you remember this rider's name?
Do we have that information?
I don't know.
I think we had something. He had some.
Do I remember?
Something on it.
What was in his wallet? Did he have an ID
Oh, yeah,
card?
you remember. You got two
Yes!
level 20s. His name was Erdan.
Oh, yes, so his name is Erdan.
He was a guard of the old
Dan?
Bordraite.
He
says-
sorry?
He was a guard of the old Bordraite.
Ah, yes.
He had an emblem on his jerkin that indicated that he was some sort of guard that worked here. And he says, once you mention his name, he says, he kind of slaps the table and he seems really excited. And he says, "This is excellent. This is exactly the news I was looking for." He says, "Please tell me everything you know. This man Erdan, you are correct. He was a guard here and he went looking for help at my behest. But it is much unfortunate that he has passed on." He says, "Are you saying that this man, Arik, was the one that slew him?"
He killed him right off a horse, so I think so.
Yes.
He
He's
says,
going full speed on a horse, and he just right off.
"Where?"
I describe it generally over that way.
"Ah."
To the
He
east.
says, "Far indeed." He says, "Much farther than a man can walk in a day." He nods and he kind of rubs his beard. "Tell me more." What did you do with this man's body?
Buried it.
How was it when you found it?
Decapitated.
It wasn't decapitated.
Oh.
I was like
Had a
bitten
broken neck.
on the neck and mangled.
I'm forgetting. Sorry. Yeah.
He says, bitten in the neck. Two. Here.
Other side.
Specifically at
He says,
this XYZ
But
location.
the
Inch
main
higher.
vein lies here. This jugular, yeah?
Yes.
He says, and the horse?
I believe it was also dead.
Also mangled.
He takes a long swig of his wine. I must inform Melanie.
Who?
This man, Erdan's girlfriend.
Oh.
He says, one of the servers out there. Okay, so what happened next? Found the body? What did you do with it?
Buried it.
Buried
for
it?
Sure.
Buried?
Do we burn it?
I'm pretty sure
I think we
Put it-
burned it.
or burned it.
Bacon it or
I
something?
think we decapitated it and then burned it.
We decapitated it, we burned it, and then we buried it.
Then we spread it
Not necessarily in that
multiple
order.
directions.
We
We took care of it, I tell him.
Precautions.
Uh,
Yeah.
And then we went back to another camp and were attacked by wolves. After Belfrian, please, after you.
Well,
What time of day was this? And how long after you found the rider?
Same night.
night, probably about like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm backseat
Yeah,
driving.
there was we had the feeling
Sarada, thank you for joining us.
of wolves. There was,
Hey, can we join?
No.
Sure, yeah. You
Okay.
guys can leave the bar, all three of you, and you go join. And as you guys approach, you notice that this man who matches the description of Ludovic is speaking to Balabar and Belfrin. His booth looks really tiny though, but it looks like there's enough room for like you guys to kind of crowd outside of it. You see that there's two hooks on the side of the booth for somebody to part the beads. So that way you guys don't have, like, you're not talking through beads and stuff like that.
I'll hand the glass of wine that he gave me to Karim.
Sure. And
Oh,
Belfrin,
No.
he doesn't
were you
even
actually
know.
drinking any of the wine?
I'll drink some of the wine. I've wanted one.
It's just strong red wine.
I push it
I
away
like
from Kareem if you're offering it to him.
Oh no, I
I'm
just
shaking my
him.
No, I take it from his hand, put it back.
You do notice that the bottle itself, which, like I said, is kind of like almost like a dark black glass, has a very interesting looking what's it called? A very interesting looking sticker or label on it.
What's
It looks like it says in an interesting script, almost like an old English type of script. It says something de la Stomp, and it says, it looks like it says from the land of Barovia.
Mhm.
Get out of here.
Must be far.
And then underneath that, you notice it says Wizard of Wines Winery.
Yep.
So
Okay.
after a minute of being here, can I observe using know your enemy and see if he's equal or superior or inferior to either? Let's see. Let's go with Dex and AC because why not?
Does he get a save against this, or this is automatic?
I just automatically know.
So he seems to be wearing only stuff other. So it's definitely lower than your armor class. And then what's your dex?
0. It's a 10. It's 10. Zero
Got
modifier.
higher dex than you.
I don't know. Let's find out.
So that's like I said, lower AC but higher dex.
Okay. Good to know.
So what can you tell us after everything we told you?
He says, no. Questions are not over yet. So then, what happened when you encountered a second?
We're surrounded by wolves. Chatted with me for a while. Wanted me to go walk with him. I felt a pull on my mind, but managed to resist it. And he was threatening the whole the region and the town of Wallingford, which kind of set me off a bit. So, it kind of came to blows. But he faded, and we ended up fighting his wolves. He faded to mist.
How did you know to come here? To this area?
Well, we were already escorting halfling travelers to here, and then
he looks over your group real quick.
There's a poster.
Well, Eric, I'm pretty sure mentioned to Belfrin, is out of character kind of, that he was like in charge of all of Bardry and to not come to his territory and or else, you know.
So we came to his territory.
So we said, fuck that.
We said no.
We don't give
Very
no fuck.
bad.
Okay. He says, yes, I think that you have definitely encountered a vampire. Do you know what such a creature is?
Roughly.
Roughly. Good. He says, you are lucky, all of you, to be alive. He says, I believe this vampire and the one for bat to be one and the same. What you describe is a man that I know lives within this very inn.
Oh shit, really?
Start burning it down. That's what I say.
If such a thing were so easy, I do not know.
I'm gonna start.
But, I have my
light a
suspicions.
torch.
What'd you say?
I'm gonna light a torch.
You're gonna light a torch in an inn.
I stop him from doing it.
I'm gonna
like,
attempt to light a torch.
I'm like whacking him, stopping him, putting the torch back in
What
his
I
pack.
heard, burn it down. That's all I heard.
Later.
Your friend
Too much
seems
drink.
drunk.
That's standard state of
Forgive him.
Yeah, he is.
It happens all the time.
What?
He says, you notice that he pulls out what looks to be a pouch. You kind of hear the clinking of what sounds to be glass or maybe stones inside of it. And he pulls out what looks to be a single red oval. Almost looks like it's see-through. And he says, for your information. And he hands it to Balbar.
Thanks.
And looking at it, you can...
I'll put it in...
Your guess is that it's either a red opal or some sort of ruby. And it's about the size of a thumbnail.
Ooh.
Nice.
And he says, you can make me an intelligence check. Balbar.
Much intelligence.
Or anyone, actually. It's fine, because you all saw it. Yeah, your best guess, Balbar, is that it's probably about 100 gold.
Okay. Saran, would you want to add this to the rest?
Okie dokie.
Got to resupply Kareem's drinking habit.
It was like less than a gold to get where I'm at. Okay.
It's like it was 6 silver. I counted.
The water is helping, if you were drinking the water. But he says, but I have perhaps more payment if you wish. He says, I think that I may know where this Eric is staying. There is a penthouse suite, he says as he leans in, on the top floor of this very inn. I am too weak and an old man to do it myself, but I am skilled in the ways of hunting vampires. Perhaps with a very capable group of adventurers, I may finally rid this inn of this creature's presence.
Well, if we find a capable group of adventurers, we'll let you know then. I slap Kareem on the back.
Wait a second. Dorbar, aren't we a group of adventurers?
Yeah, it was a joke. It was a joke.
Oh, I get it. Oh, there you go. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. That's us.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
He says, perhaps you should wait for your friend to sober up. unless you have a way of removing such elements from him.
No,
I
think
guess.
We need the blow.
Technically, we do.
No.
Just suck it out of them.
Wait, I think I can help with this. And you see he fishes out what looks to be a very similar holy symbol to the Thornburst. You notice that there's a sunburst on it with a green and orange and yellow rays arrayed around the sun. That seems to be
Also pull it out of his pants?
He does not pull it out of his pants. He pulls it out of like the inside of his shirt, and he says what
like
sounds
you,
to be,
Thornburst.
except he calls his god the
Crush
Morning
God.
Lord. And then he lays a hand on Thornburr, and you find yourself no longer affected by the
You mean Kareem?
the drinks. I'm sorry,
You mean
Kareem. Yeah,
Where does he lay his hand on me?
Whoa.
on your dick.
If you ask enough, this guy will be a creep.
No, he lays his hand on your shoulder.
Okay,
Oh, hey.
okay.
You call him the Morning Lord, huh? I just call him Lathander.
Morning
Well, my
Lord.
holy symbol.
I thought you called him the Morning Wood.
He says, yes, that is his name. In the lands where I am from.
Where are you from?
A far off place from here.
I'm sure.
Barovia, from the look of the wine, is delicious.
He says, yes. Although it has been some time since I have been there. And I do not
can
wish to
relate.
go back.
Oh, I don't relate. Never mind.
Well,
He says, well, the stairs are just down that hall.
Let's go.
He says we can go quietly. All right. So you guys decide to leave right away and go?
I'm gonna whisper to Zorana. What are we doing? What's going on?
This guy knows where the vampire is.
Oh, okay, got it.
All right, let's take a quick 5-minute break. I have to go to the restroom.
okay.
Why are you stealthing?
He said quietly.
Joe stealth.
Oh. Oh.
Rolled a 20 by the look of his screen.
Here, have the rest of that.
That was Belfry and Balabar and the Pimp. That's my favorite scene so far. That was a great one.
Good stuff. What else has happened in this game so far?
Lots of
We met
prostitutes.
everyone at the end.
Oh, we didn't meet them personally,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We looked at them, got their bio cards.
I still have them open on my screen.
It's a lot of people.
There's a lot of prostitutes.
It's a lot of hookers.
The one with the fucking cat was trying to hit on us. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe we should pursue it just for exploration's sake.
Whatever
Yeah.
justification you need.
Hey,
Do
man.
it for the lulz.
Hey man, we have to ask the age-old question. Are traps gay?
Our traps?
Yeah.
Do you know what a trap is?
No.
Okay. Never mind. Never mind.
But good he asked. I'll tell you when you're older, Eric.
All right, now I'm really curious. What's a trap?
I don't actually know.
I've never heard of that term either.
A trap is basically, okay, they look like a girl, dress like a girl, sound like a girl,
Okay.
but it's a
Got
boy. Like- Yeah.
It's like anime.
It's anime
kind of,
stuff.
The lady boy.
Ladyboy.
That's where it came from.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had a buddy who lived in the Philippines for a long time, and
I'm sure
there's a lot of lady boys there.
Well, I mean, it's not entirely transgender. I mean, it's the definition is kind of blurred. But anyway, yeah.
All right. So just as you're leaving with Ludovic, I'll send you a whisper, Thornber.
Okay. I also was remembering that I went and took a piss before we entered Wamford and cast Death Ward on myself. Is that still
course,
that's still active, right? You remember that?
Yeah, last 8 hours, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. Great. It does. Perfect. Just wanted to make sure.
Are we gonna go to sleep before we do this? Because
Nope.
I do have Action Surge down and Indomitable now. And I probably want those back up before we actually get into like some
I
kind
thought
of
we
fight.
slept
How do
before
you
we
have
left,
action
so
done?
we're all
Yeah.
like full.
I don't remember how I got
I'm pretty
Action
sure
Surge down.
we're full.
Indomitable, yeah, you use that on drinking, but the rest of it.
Okay.
Yeah, because we
Yeah.
slept.
We didn't have a fight.
I have it down. I don't know what. Is that the wolf fight? I guess. But I guess we.
That was a while ago.
We
But
slept.
oh, you know what?
What?
I never slept that night. Remember?
So it was your watch?
Yeah, I never
Oh, you
slept that
couldn't
whole
sleep
night.
or something.
So, I'm actually at disadvantage on like everything. But that's kind of
You have
past
exhaustion.
You have one level exhaustion.
Mm-hmm. I have exhaustion,
And you're drunk.
and I'm drunk.
Why you?
But you just got
Is that
lesser
drunk?
restoration, right? So, does that fix it?
Does that fix exhaustion, Joe?
Greater.
Lesser restoration?
No.
I don't think
yeah.
so.
It does
Probably
not.
not.
Restoration is what you need.
Well, I have a disadvantage on everything, so forgot
Just
about
ability checks. Just ability checks.
that. Right.
That's not that bad.
Attacks or anything.
You're still a
Yeah.
human
You
shield.
can still fight. You'll
Yeah, it's true. You still have a pretty high AC.
don't try and
a lot-
grapple anyone.
A lot of hit points, a lot of AC, so.
Yeah, you'll be alright.
All right. Do we have lots of steaks? Do we? Holy
love
symbols,
steak.
garlic. Not
Me
that
too.
kind.
Steaks and
I
garlic.
like to
Yeah.
have garlic on my
I
steak.
love steak and garlic. Oh, yeah, man, that's good.
Butter garlic steaks.
Ooh.
Mm.
So,
I'm hungry now for some steak.
Kareem, I just saw your friend.
What is
Here,
this?
wait, where'd he go?
What
I
friend?
just saw him. Oh man, oh god, I don't remember his name. He was your buddy from.
You see Tack?
He was wearing a turban. Does he usually wear a turban?
Not really.
Well,
Was he tiefling?
yeah, tiefling guy. We saw him in
Yes,
water.
correct.
Ludovic
just saw
turns
him.
behind himself and he says, "Are we going or not?"
I'm looking for Tack now.
Looking in the direction that Thornberg kind of indicated, you see there's just too many people. There's a whole crowd of people here.
Wait, where? What are you talking about, Thornberg? Are you messing with me?
No, I don't know. I swear I saw him.
Can I check for him?
Sure. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
With disadvantage.
Well, no longer because you're
I have exhaustion.
you have exhaustion. Why is that?
I
Yeah,
didn't
we
sleep
talked
last
about
night. We just mentioned this, Jim.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I've been rolling without it, but I forgot, so.
So you have a 16. Nope. You actually don't. You don't see anybody in the crowd.
That looks.
I don't
like
see him with a 16.
Well,
You don't see anybody in the crowd.
If he's
No one's in the
if
anybody
he's
that
not
you
there, you're not gonna
recognize.
find him with a 20. Okay.
Yeah.
well, maybe I'm wrong. There's a lot of weird.
Fuck it. I'm drunk. Oh, I'm not drunk anymore.
You're
am
not
I?
drunk anymore.
Whatever, I'm still Kareem. So I'm gonna use my fucking, my amazing armor, and I'm gonna yell out with the highest
God.
pitch voice, and I'm gonna yell tact. Tact!
Okay. It kind of gets drowned out because it's so loud in here.
Are you fucking with me, Joe? Because that is fucking loud.
It's pretty loud, but it is still loud in here because there's music and tons of people talking. There's got to be at least 50 people in this room. So, yeah, nobody turns around. You don't see any heads pop up or anything like that. You just get a couple strange looks.
It would stop the whole activity in the bar if I used that thing. Are you shitting me, Joe?
Oh wait, oh you're using your armor.
Yeah.
I forgot about you using your armor. Oh my god, you get nearly every face in the crowd turns and looks in your direction. Ludovic says, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Suggest we leave him behind.
I tried to cover his mouth as he was doing it, but it doesn't do anything, obviously.
He's already stealth, hiding from his disaster.
Yeah, you see a few people, the whole table surrounding that blue-eyed bastard guy. Turns and looks at you, a few hands going weapons. Some people say, what the? You know, and then you get a couple other people in the crowd say, something wrong with that guy? But then everything just like goes back to normal, like a few seconds later.
No?
Although you feel really
Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I don't. I'm Kareem.
I'm sorry, Kareem. I think I just. I'm a little on edge.
I guess he's
you
not
know?
here. It's okay. It's okay.
There's a lot of prostitutes around. I'm very jumpy.
No worries. Let's go do what we were doing again. I forgot. We're going somewhere.
Well, you see Ludovic down the hall, kind of at the bottom of the steps that lead up.
Yeah, I'm
And
going
he
with him.
says, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go there.
And he's kind of like waving over to you guys in like an angry, forceful movement.
I'll follow.
All right. Let me just get things all settled here. All right. So give me a second here to change some music.
Oh, I thought you were singing the music for
No, I don't think that's working. I hate like some of these tracks, like they just don't work.
Yeah, that happens to me sometimes.
Oh,
Wrong
Oh
music?
my god.
Wrong music? Wrong music?
That's the good music.
The vampire just chops out.
Holy fuck!
Fuck! Right in the middle of the bar. No subtlety.
is Blinky out?
Yeah.
Are we fighting something?
No.
This is not the music I was
What's
looking
going
for.
on?
Get
Get down!
He kind of heard you yell out this big name, and
Yeah.
here he comes.
There you go. That's better.
Okay.
All right. So you kind of go up the steps. You notice that they're kind of pretty wide and well lit at first. You get to the second floor of the actual inn. You find that there's a couple actually standing in the hallway making out. They notice you
That's
for a
creepy.
moment, and then they kind of pull themselves into what looks like one of the alcoves in the hallway, or maybe some sort of broom closet. You're not really sure. But the stairs continue up to a third floor. And as you're getting higher, you notice that it gets quieter. The din and murmur of voices from downstairs is very muffled up here. You also notice that that it's a little bit less well lit and fewer rooms on this floor. But you do see that there is at the end of it another doorway that seems to indicate that there is a further, like a fourth floor to the actual inn itself. And as you guys are approaching, you notice that Ludovic goes up to the door and he's trying to be very, very quiet. You notice that he's holding what looks to be a cane, and he walks with a little bit of a limp. But his hand is resting on this white leather whip at his side. And you guys are kind of like following behind him.
Can I show him my whip?
If there is any preparation for you to make now is the time to make.
I don't have winter, but
Maybe we should go to sleep first.
It's
He
probably
says,
more dangerous to sleep, because he probably knows we're here.
"Are you in need of rest?" He says to Kareem.
He totally.
I just kind of yawn. A little bit.
He pulls out the symbol of morning again, and then he chants what sounds to be a prayer, and he lifts the exhaustion from you with a good
Holy
expression.
shit.
Yes, man.
That's
That's
good.
He's good.
That's pretty good.
Thank you, Ludovic.
Well, okay.
All right.
So, Ludovic thinks he's right beyond this, you were saying?
He's in front of you guys. He's kind of in front of the door that leads to.
Yeah,
that seems
but he
to lead
thinks that on the other side of this door will be this so-called vampire.
up. Yeah. So just give me a second here. Just want to check something.
In that case, I will cast Mirror Image.
All right. So
I'm gonna cast Bless at third level to get all 5 of us blessed.
all right, all 5 of you. So you're leaving out Blinky.
Leaving out Ludovic and Blinky. Sorry, Blinky.
How could you?
I mean, come on.
All right. Let me just make a note of that here.
Yeah, my Mirror Image is
Oh,
up.
there.
Okay. So let me put a symbol on you guys.
I go to cast Barkskin on Winter. Wait.
Wait, hey, Ludovic, quickly, before we go in there, Ludovic, do you know, are there any things that work particularly well against vampires? Like, we got wooden stakes.
Wait, shit, are we fighting a vampire right now? What's going on?
Shh, Kareem.
He says, yes, they have a certain weakness that we should be aware of. He says, one in particular is that if you pierce them with a weapon made of wood, such as a stake, while it's incapacitated in its resting place, then the vampire will be paralyzed until the stake is removed. He says, the other weaknesses it has will not be really relevant here.
How about silver?
He says, no, it does not seem silver has any effect, but if you do have any magical weapons, I suggest you pull them out.
Oh, yep, I got him. Right here.
My weapon's not magical now.
I don't think my longbow counts because the arrows aren't magical.
But the bow itself is magical, isn't it?
No, it's just a +1 bow. Doesn't mean it's magical.
Yeah, it in essence makes all the arrows shoot at it. Now, Kareem, you said your weapon's not?
No, I don't believe so. I would have to upgrade it to be magical. Using the Smith's tool. Also, I haven't done that.
What? You're a frontline fighter.
I mean, I have upgraded the weapon. Does that count? I don't think so, though.
Yeah, I don't think it needs an enchantment.
Or like physical, because I put hooks and shit in it.
All right, so you guys are all ready? You prepared your stuff here?
Yep.
Absolutely.
I got Death Ward on myself. Bless on everyone.
All right, good. So just give me a moment here. Thing. All right. It's been a while since we played, so I kind of wrote this a few minutes ago.
Yeah, fair.
All right. So first thing you notice is that when he opens that door, it kind of creaks really creepily, and you see that there is kind of like a darkened spiral staircase that goes up. You see that the staircase itself appears clean, but very dark. There's no lights or anything lit. You notice that he, on his sword cane, he seems to chant something, and he touches it, and then it starts to glow as if by a torch. And he's leading the way. He's first in the order. When he gets to the top, you see that he... it looks like you guys are approaching what looks to be some sort of trapdoor in the ceiling.
Can I be second in the order?
Yeah, why don't we work that out? So
Me second.
we have Ludovic, then Kareem. Who's next?
I could go.
Thornburr.
Thornburg.
Who's next?
Me.
Me. All right.
Me is next.
All right. We have Belfrian and Balabar.
I'll go next if that's alright with you, Belfrin.
That's fine. Someone has to protect.
Bring up the rear.
All right. I'm gonna move you guys over to the map here. Let me hide Emin because he's not with your group. Didn't do that
He
yet.
could be.
He's there in spirit.
Let me put you guys in the order you're actually walking in. Serana, Balabar.
Where's Blinky?
She's on Balbar's shoulder, obviously.
Where's
I
Belfrin?
put Belfry in here. Yeah. My
Rest in
bad.
peace, Belfrin.
You have lost Belfrin.
Belfrin is now Blinky.
Oh my god, I
Well,
don't have a
upgrade.
token for Belfrian at all. That's not good.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, Jay. Good night.
Well, see you later, Jim.
All right.
See you in another 2
sorry.
months.
That's mean. Alright, just give me a second, Belfrian. I'll get you on the map. Oh man, that sucks. I'm sorry I did not have that ready.
Well, what are we RPing as this is happening?
You tell me.
I think I have to use the restroom. I drank a lot.
Hold it. Hold it.
Are you sure he's in
Okay.
there?
It's too late. Hey, Belfrian said they don't like running water. Maybe you can use it in the fight.
Good
I think
idea.
it's
I will
different.
piss on the vampire.
Are you able to blessed water, Thornburg?
I don't think I want to get that close.
Oh, I meant a water skin, but okay.
I hear that
Okay.
piss is stored in the balls. That's what I've heard.
What the?
I hope you don't have any
No.
medicine.
That is all.
What if he's not in there?
Wait, where is he? Is he in my balls?
Alright, I'm gonna start moving you guys up. As Ludovic opens the trapdoor quietly after he shushes you guys. He kind of pushes it open with his cane, and you see that he's got the whip out entirely now. And as he walks into the room, you kind of hear him gasp a little bit as you see that his light is the only light that is actually like shining the way, piercing the darkness of the room beyond. And then you hear him say, "This room is much larger than I expected." And Kareem, since you're second in the order,
Presidential suite.
you come up, and it looks like some sort of sitting room. You see that there's a table with what looks to be there's empty dishes. There's no food in them, just kind of like silverware and plates like laid out, almost as if it's preparation for some fine meal. What'd you say?
I said this bastard doesn't do his dishes.
No, like it looks like a dining set
He's
that has
grounded.
been set up for an elaborate meal.
Oh,
Oh, I got it.
Um,
okay.
But the candles are unlit. There's no plates or anything like that. You see there are a couple of doors, but they're currently closed. And you actually don't hear anything. It's just like really creepily quiet in here. And Ludovic kind of moves into the room and he says, "Look around." And at this point, I'm going to kind of move all you guys there, unless you're purposely staying behind.
I'll just look at the table that's below me.
So it looks like that's the table that has the dining set on it.
Oh. Is it nice silverware?
Yeah, it does.
I'm gonna pocket some of it.
Is the doorway over here?
Yeah, there is a door.
I'm actually not gonna pocket. That's not Kareem. He wouldn't do that.
I'm just like looking at every possible corner that something could pop out of, or not, just cause.
All right.
That's perception.
Do they have not? Is there knives on the table?
Investigate.
There are knives on the table.
Are they sharp?
Oh, Balabar, you're so good.
Yeah, Valbar, you're very good. You notice that you think you see that the door to the north is just slightly ajar. Balabar, that's this door right here.
I'll nudge others and point to it without making too much noise.
I'm looking at it, whatever he's pointing to.
Yep. So you see a slightly ajar door to the north side on the wall.
I go to the north door.
I do hand
Lead the
signals,
way,
you know.
Kareem.
What happened?
Oh, that's not the door. That's an actual window.
I go to the
You
window.
notice that the windows are all blackened and shuttered? As you go up to that door,
What time of
you
day
see
is
it
it?
swings. Oh, what time of day is it? It's nighttime.
It's nice.
Like, what time of night?
Swings.
It's
6:05
about,
p.m.
it's about an hour after dusk.
Okay.
Yeah.
What swings at me?
Oh, so the door suddenly swings open and flies open, and what you see is a hideous, not a hideous woman, but a woman in what looks to be like a fine farmer's dress, except that her mouth is like impossibly wide. She's got two very large fangs that are coming out of her top teeth, and her black, kind of brownish hair is like in a wild frenzy about her head. And her eyes are like bright red and wide with rage.
Does she look to
And-
be about an 18-year-old daughter?
Yes. So at this point we're going to be jumping
Bad.
into it.
Hi!
Found her!
One of them. Where's the other one?
Give it a minute.
Do you think this one is Lily or Daisy?
Let's ask. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
What flower are you named after?
All right, so just give me a moment here. You guys can go ahead and roll me initiative.
Hell yeah. Back into it. Wait, did that count?
Wah, wah.
Oops, I didn't click on my character. So I'll just change it to 11.
Yeah, you can do that. If you haven't rolled initiative yet, let's see. Buffering,
Susan,
I got.
you get advantage,
Kareem, I
don't you?
got.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did it. Okay.
You have all of us.
You guys are all on there? How come my NPCs aren't on here?
They're fleeing.
They didn't get the
They-
invitation.
It did not make the morale.
Yeah, great. I don't think my thing is working here. That's fantastic.
Uh-oh.
We're fighting each other.
Everything broke.
That's
What the
alright.
twist?
Yeah.
I just want to. Can I show Ludovic my web?
Yeah, Ludovic doesn't care.
Damn it.
Alright.
Getting in the mood to fight vampire over there?
What is that?
That's a fire.
You gotta burn him, you know? That's how you kill him.
Yeah. Do I have any burning attacks? Nope. I have torches though. I was told to burn down the building.
No, no.
Now's the time!
No.
Balabar told me burn it down.
No.
That's all I heard.
And Balabar's about to.
What are you telling me?
Fireball.
No fireball inside the building.
Fireball.
Fireball.
Alright.
I agree with
Where's-
Fireball.
I think we're all set here at this point. Yep. So at the top of the order is actually the person who just flung open the door. So, like I said, she appears pretty vicious. She's got like these long claws and this pallid skin. Her mouth is impossibly wide, and as she moves, you notice that she kind of climbs. Almost like a spider on the wall, kind of like up here, and then gets into this position right next to Kareem and Thornburg, and slashes at him with a claw. But actually, 2 claws. With a claw and a bite. Let's do it that way.
Oh, fuck. Don't do the bite one.
So I'll do first the claw on Kareem. It's going to be AC 23.
What's AC 23?
That's a hit. That's
23 to hit.
23.
Oh,
AC
I got it.
23 to hit.
Wow, that hits.
Yeah, it's gonna grab you pretty much like on your shoulder, and she grapples you as well. You take 9 slashing damage.
Okay.
So she kind of digs her claws right into your shoulder and pulls you close. And then, because you're being grappled, she tries to bite you.
Sure.
Unfortunately, does not succeed with an AC 16, so I assume you're higher than that.
Yep.
Okay. So she tries to bite you, but you manage to put up your shield in time so that her teeth just like hit the top of your shield, and she looks pissed and vicious.
Teeth totally chipped. She needs to go to dentist now.
And now in this next
She's
one, is going to
disarmed.
be Belfrine.
Okay. You catch a glimpse of a wolf. It howls and appears. A miniature moon, and a moonbeam strikes her. Let's see, I'm gonna make this.
So you're casting a moonbeam spell.
Yes, that third level.
Let's see.
Let's see here.
And
So
then
5-foot radius. Okay.
And then I'd move away from that door, which you're right next to.
Take 13 radiant.
Did I have to make a roll against your grapple?
And she has to make a
No,
con
it's
save.
it's automatic once when I hit you.
Hmm.
Okay, so you said Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
Mm,
DC 15 for half.
She's gonna fail. It rolls a 7 on the con save.
Okay.
Beam of light shines in that area.
13 radiant?
13 radiant, you said?
Yep. And it stays in that spot. It's 5-foot radius, 40-foot high, just centered on.
The ceiling's not that high. It's about 15 feet.
Okay.
Vaulted
Yeah, so-
ceilings. So the room looks pretty fine and elegant. The furniture's nice around here. But you said 5-foot radius, so let me just put a little. How can I do this? Let me see if I could find an appropriate token to use here.
Yeah, it stays in that square. These to move action. Oh no, an action to move.
I can barely hear you, Jay, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Turn up my volume. Yeah, it's
You can use that in Discord.
Alright, so I'm just going to use this. I don't like that at all, but whatever.
it works.
Take what we can get.
It's square, right?
Yeah, I don't like that one. I'm going to do something else. Stupid. 5-foot radius. Yep, that looks good.
There you go.
Alright. To clear, so that's in the way of everybody. Okay, so that was Belfrin. You're finished?
Yep.
All right, Serana.
Shoot one of my silver arrows that I bought from Wamford over at her head. So let's see what we can do here.
Initiative for Ludovic.
Oop.
Who goes on 3?
19 to hit?
19 to hit on Lily is good.
Hey.
So you try to shoot for her head. You don't connect with her head, but you do manage to get into her shoulder. She takes the arrow hit directly into the meat of her shoulder and hisses at you. So you do a total of 9 damage to her. Correct?
Mm-hmm. And she's undead, not a humanoid, obviously, right?
Yes, correct. Anything else?
That's a silver arrow, so it's nothing special, really, right? No.
Nothing special.
Okay. Checking. That's it.
All right. So next person to go then is going to be Alamar.
Fireball.
Fireball in the room.
No, it'll get all of us.
I'll move up there. And, well, I only see one thing so far. Is the other door open? I still can't see through there? Or up here?
The other door is this one?
This one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't actually
Belfry,
remove the
get
door
out of
here.
there.
Yes. It is open. It is wide open. You can see into what looks to be a bedroom to the right.
I can't see any. Oh,
If you can see in the dark.
There we go. I'll just cast Firebolt at it for now. It's the only thing I see. 22 to hit. 8 fire damage.
22 will hit for 8 fire damage. Got it. So you strike her kind of like in the face. Kind of singe a little bit of her eyebrows. Anything else?
That's it.
All right.
Okay, my turn.
Okay, so no, it's not
Oh.
your turn. Sorry.
I apologize. Oh,
Oh.
the
You hear
boss.
footsteps actually pass right by you. Well, actually, hold on a second. I did that wrong.
What do you mean pass by me? Do I get an attack of opportunity?
Yeah, I will allow you to attack of opportunity with disadvantage, however, because you can't see what actually passes you.
Just to walk by any other of us?
Well, screw it then. I'm gonna use my token to get normal attack.
Hmm.
All right, go for it.
I'm gonna add D4.
Fuck! Oh yeah, I do get a
Yeah,
D4.
D4
but it's
for the
probably not
bless.
enough. I
Mm.
don't know. 11 plus 3 is 14. Probably not enough.
His AC
No,
would be higher than
that's not going to be good enough.
He can move so fast that you didn't even see him.
Yeah. All right, so
Fuck.
you hear a voice say, I was expecting you. Kind of a little bit sexy.
Where does it sound like it's coming from?
It sounds like it comes directly like between Balabar, Thornburn, Kareem, like somewhere in that general vicinity.
Fireball it all!
Fireball at all. You're not really sure. It's kind of hard, very hard to tell.
Got it.
I just want to check.
Does anyone else get an attack of opportunity or just me?
Just you.
Got it. Guys, it's right there.
That says everything.
Metagame.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm.
Actually wouldn't because it
Probably
would
right
least
there. You'd have
here.
to pass you, or he's right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I'm just checking a few things here.
He's either here
Okay.
or here or here.
Yeah.
All right, and so what you then see is do something here. Yep. So then what you see is that Ludovic, he seems to get almost like lifted off the ground.
Oh
Wait,
god.
Can I make a Arcana check on what spells being cast?
Yeah, just let me finish my turn first.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
I just want to know if I'm counterspelling or not.
No, this doesn't seem to be anything that you can counterspell.
All right, that's what I want to know.
So he gets lifted off the ground. You see kind of like lines appear in his neck, as he seems to like be choking for dear life. And then one more attack here.
Good thing rounds are only 6 seconds.
And then you see him kind of be brought in close, somewhere between like Thornbur and where Ludovic is currently positioned.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see like a bite or some sort of bite marks appear on Ludovic's like leftmost cheek as you hear him scream out in pain, and a huge chunk of flesh just like gets torn out.
So we can definitely see where he is then, right? Like figure it out because obviously.
Well, then you see Ludovic topple to the ground, holding his face in pain. So you're not really sure. Although you can kind of hear footsteps, it's very hard to tell where those footsteps exactly are.
Anyone have paint?
Use the rope that we have.
Very fun.
All right. So
Start
now
throwing nets everywhere.
you can go.
Well, I guess I'll attack the only thing I can actually see. So
it's kind of
I'm
on
gonna
top
make
of
attack
it.
on the thing in front of me.
Yeah, go for it.
So I'm gonna just make one attack at first. Just 24 hit.
It does, yes.
So that's gonna be 12 damage, and I am gonna make this a menacing attack. So I'm gonna use one of my dice. So, wait, why does it say the DC is 0? That's wrong. Oh,
So your weapon is non-magical, just a...
correct.
Okay. So you're gonna do a total of, it looks like, 15?
So what would my DC be? It'd be, because my modifier of strength is 4? What would that be, guys? Somebody help me out here. Is that like 12 or 13?
It'd be 8 plus your proficiency,
Which is 4.
which is
Plus another
4. Yeah, so it's
So it'd be 16.
16.
Okay, so 16.
Wisdom save versus 16, right?
Mhm.
Or else I'm frightened. She rolls an 18, so she is able to resist your menacing attack.
But she still takes 3 extra damage.
Yeah,
So
I recorded that.
Okay, 15 total.
Yep.
Divided by 2 if it's non-magical, I guess.
Yep.
Screw it. Well, that sucks because I was really hoping she'd be feared.
So you kind of raise up your whip and you kind of grab it around, pull it back, getting lines into her skin, but you see that doesn't seem as deep as it normally would.
Wow. I guess while I'm here, I might as well attack it in. 10.
A 10 will miss.
Okay.
And she kind of still has you gripped by the shoulder, by the way.
Come roll your 1d4.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know if 14.
Well, we can try and see
Probably
what
not.
happens. That's 14. Does 14 hit?
14 will miss.
Okay. Well. And I'm still being grappled? Is there any way I can get out of that?
You can use your action to escape the grapple.
Well, I've already attacked, so there goes that.
Alright, so are you finished with your turn?
I would look that way, because I can't do any other actions, so.
Yep. Alright, so it is now first turn.
All right. I'm going to use my Radiant Soul and sprout my wings.
Dun-na.
Nice. I haven't seen you doing that in a long time.
Just to
Get the extra attack damage.
just to scare them a little bit.
Do
Do a little flourish with them as they come out. And no,
I'm an
this is
angel,
one of my
bitch.
few magical abilities that does not come from my wiener. And so that's my action, and then as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast level 4 spiritual weapon next to this bitch. So I'll put it on the right over here.
Alright,
Next to
so I
Kareem.
think I put it in the
Perfect.
right spot. Yeah.
Yep, and I'll attack her with it. Level 4. So 15, 18 to hit.
15 will hit. So you didn't need to bless. So
Okay.
you're good there. It looks like it's doing a total of 15 damage.
Yep, 15 force damage.
All right, nice. So it cuts deeply into her back, kind of like stabs her almost right through.
Plus 9 radiant damage from my radiant soul.
Very nice. So total of 24. All right, she seems like in very bad shape. You can see the tip of the actual spiritual weapon, like coming out of her front. You see that it's like gushing blood out of onto her chest.
Die, you big mouth bitch!
This blood looks like very like dark and viscous. Definitely like old blood. All right, anything else?
Nope, that's the end of my turn.
All right. So the door next to Belfrian flies open.
I told you.
And you see the second of the two sisters appear next to her, the one called Daisy.
Found him.
I think we'll still get our.
Hello, Daisy. Nice to meet
Back to
you.
corpses.
Yeah, so Daisy is going to try to first claw Belfrian and get a 19 to hit.
Yep.
So she manages to grab Belfrian like around the arm. Digging her claws into you, she does 8 slashing damage. You are grappled. And then she uses her bite to try to bite your shoulder or the meat of your upper arm. Gets a 25 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay.
Oof. So, a couple of interesting things happen. First, you find your life force just leaving your body as soon as she tries to bite you. As soon as she bites you. So you take 8 piercing damage, plus an additional 11 necrotic. Okay, so a total of 19 from the bite. However, the 11 necrotic actually reduces your maximum hit points by 11.
Oh, fuck.
All
Is
right.
that like a temporary?
So you have to like modify 2 things there. You gotta change your max hit points. Yeah, there you go. You did it right.
Why do I have temporary hit points? What's that from?
Drinking?
I don't have it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's got a temporary hit
Okay, let me remove that. I don't know why.
All right, so Ludovic stands on his feet holding his bloody cheek. You see he uncoils the whip at his side, and then he says a word. It sounds like Emberlash. And you see flames erupting all along the length of it.
Cool.
I can
That guy's
see why
pretty
he
cool.
wasn't impressed by your whip.
And then you see comes
Sorry.
to Belfrian's side.
Maybe he'll die so I can take his whip.
I feel like.
So
that's-
he comes to Belfrian's side and he tries to. You notice that he pulls what looks to be a sword out of the sword cane, out of the cane that he was using, and he whips an attack at Daisy with the cane and the fire whip. Just give me a second to roll those.
Here.
Alright.
Alright. Let's see what we got. Oh shit, that's my other character.
Alright, good. So he manages to actually stab her with the cane. She hisses because you notice that as she gets stabbed with the cane, it kind of smokes.
Mm.
And then his fire whip goes over Belfrian's head in an attempt to slash at the at Daisy. And that this guy rolled like a champ. That one also hits, and it looks like he does some fire damage to the actual creature as well. As you see her hair and part of her dress around her shoulders gets lit aflame. Still alive though, still looking in pretty good shape. You see some of the wounds on Lily begin
To what? It cut off.
some of the wounds on
To open up for.
No, it looks like they are like she's regenerating. You see that some of her wounds begin to knit before your very eyes. And she tries to bite Kareem again, this time in the neck. Unfortunately, it is unable to get through Kareem's defense. 14.
Not unfortunate.
But a second claw will try to slash at you.
I'm double grappled.
And being double grappled, no, she manages to fail with that. You're able to fend her off and just push her out with your shield, and she gets a 14 on the claws and misses you. And now we're back up to Belfry. So Belfry, that's a concentration spell, the Moonbeam.
Yes. I put the blue thing, and
I'm gonna need 2 concentration rolls from you.
He rolled them.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
You did them
22 and
already
25.
before?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I remember them. Okay.
So your Moonbeam is still up.
All right. So since it's still up, and she's still in that space, automatic damage.
It still shows her as green, like her aura, but you said that she was pretty hurt right now, Joe?
Yeah, the auras aren't.
They're broken.
Yeah, all my macros are broken. So
that sucks.
it's been 2 months, so I guess something happened where they're all not working
they
again.
updated
Yeah,
something.
there's actually some weird stuff going on with my character sheet too.
I think they
Yeah,
released
it's
an
a little
update.
weird.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you just restart it, Joe, that fixes the macros.
Yeah.
Oh, like refresh my screen or something?
No. You have to go
Stop
into the
what you're
API script. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
And you can do it there, but for next game.
For next game.
'Cause I've had that happen to me too.
Yeah, it's weird because like all the characters have auras, but they just don't
Yeah.
change.
Yeah. And if you like put a nuke token on it, probably wouldn't have it.
But I guess in no uncertain terms, the Lily is bloodied. Daisy is not.
So Lily, make a con. DC 15 or take 20 radiant.
All right. So let me roll that. Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
DC 15. She's going to fail. So it looks like you said 20 radiant.
Yep.
All right.
And okay. And then now it's automatic. And now as my action, I'm going to cast Freedom of Movement on myself.
She drops down to the floor, burned. You see her body is on the ground, and she lets go of Kareem, and she cries out in pain. She's just like a smoking husk of a body.
Lily?
Yep, Lily.
Chantier, we take you. Okay.
All right, anything else? You're also casting Freedom of Movement, you said?
Yes, cast that on myself, and that's it. Because I can't withdraw.
You find that your Freedom of Movement canceled out. You hear a word of incantation, like near you, and your spell gets canceled. Yeah, it gets counterspelled.
Oh, shit.
Good job. Now you can cast my spells.
Can't counterspell you.
All
right. Awesome. And I am finished.
Okay, good. So next up is Rama.
Well, that one died, so I'm going to attempt for the first time ever to actually use Sharpshooter. Now watch it bite me in the ass, as I don't do a high enough roll.
So first these.
Use your token.
So the voice was so close to you, you're kind of a little bit on edge.
I'm a little
At this
shaky.
moment, you are you have disadvantage on any of your range attacks.
God damn it. You know, I like to live dangerously, you know.
Go for it.
Let's go for it.
It does ignore
Oh.
cover as a sharpshooter. So, yeah.
Oof.
Unfortunately, a
And that-
natural one will
nope.
miss.
Yep. That's out of the question.
So you're trying there. You think something's
I'm
maybe
too
next to
spooked.
you, and you're too spooked by it, and you just shoot an arrow right into
Shit. That's all I can do.
All right.
I'm like looking around frantically. Like I know he kind of, sort of might be there, but
Yeah, just give me a second. Just want to check something here. Okay. All right. So right after your turn, you think you hear footsteps in the room again. Really, really quick.
Perception, try to figure out where they're going.
Sure. Go ahead. Too difficult for you to tell. Anybody else can attempt a perception check.
Anybody got fairy?
I'll give it a
fire?
shot. I do have fairy fire.
too spooky.
I've been thinking about it.
It's a really good one.
Perception.
Ooh, that's good. So footsteps seem to be approaching you guys.
Oops.
Oh.
In fact, you think there might be something right next to you.
Never good.
Okay. I'm going to cast, because it's the only thing I can think of to try to see its footprints. Grease.
Grease.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Right there.
All right.
So if it's standing there, we'll see footprints. Do I see footprints?
Let me just check something here.
It's greater in vis as I expect. Doesn't hide that.
So no, you actually do not see footprints.
Okay, perfect. For a bonus action, I'm going to cast Dragon's Breath on Blinky and set my war machine in motion.
I remember this move.
Blinky, fly right here
Yes.
and breathe fire in a cone in like this direction so it doesn't hit me or Zorana.
Got it. Okay. So
And it's
it
going-
kind of lights the kitchenette area where there's some pots and pans adorned on the wall there and some chinaware.
I don't want to set things on fire, so it's actually going to be sonic damage.
Okay, so then it just shatters all of the chinaware that's there.
Ooh.
And you don't think you hit anything with it.
Okay.
Hmm.
And I don't see footprints, so I'm testing.
You don't
all
see
the
footprints.
here. And I'll have Blinky fly back over.
So he's
And-
kind of hovering above you at the moment?
Exactly. And I'm done.
Just give me 1 second. I just want to check something. Fuck is it?
So invisible,
Not
I
above
can't
me.
see him.
Not
there.
above me, but circling above the three of me that are there.
No, I can't have any of that. You hear a voice kind of say near you and Kareem and Thornburg. And what's Blinky's AC? It doesn't matter.
Invincible.
I forgot I'm invisible. So yeah, you see Blinky just like you hear it kind of squeak, and then feathers, and then it just disappears.
Which way did the arrow come from? Or
It wasn't an arrow. You just see, you heard what sounded like the swish of air, and then like a little. It looks like it was swiped out of the air somehow.
Yeah, I kind of imagine him grabbing Blinky and squeezing in her eyes like.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That's just cold.
uncalled for.
Whoa.
It's kinda
Okay,
fucked up.
Fuck it. So, can I use my reaction
On?
with Sentinel? It says here that if somebody, oh no, it's not 5 feet in front of me, probably not. Never mind.
Do you have to be able to see your target? And
Nope.
oh wait, actually, is it a?
It has to be 5 feet in front of my character.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Does it say opportunity attack?
Yep.
Okay, so opportunity attacks by default, you have to be able to see your target. So actually,
Well,
shouldn't
no,
have
I
even
don't-
given
I
you
don't-
one before.
I don't even know. It doesn't say opportunity. Just let me read it. Go ahead. Keep playing the game, and I'll tell you what it
No, it might be important. So
It's an opportunity attack. Well, it's a reaction to take an opportunity attack.
okay.
Hmm.
And let me just confirm what I'm saying here about opportunity. Real quick. I
I
don't
don't
want
wanna
to hold
go.
up the game too much.
No, it does not say. It says
It
when
does say you can make an opportunity attack when a hostile creature that you can see.
No, it doesn't say
and then
opportunity. It says when a creature within 5 feet in front of you makes an attack against a target other than you, and the target doesn't have this feat, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the attacking creature. So it's not an opportunity attack; it is a melee weapon attack, according to what I'm reading right now.
All right,
This is
so
so
go for it.
So it is 5 feet in front of me.
It's within
If
5
it's-
feet of.
Okay.
Okay, sure. Yeah, then I'll go ahead. Damn, that's probably not very. Oh, I have bless. 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 I have bless.
Just keep in mind you also have disadvantage.
Fuck.
No.
All right, well you connect with something
17.
somewhere near Thornburg.
Oh.
Sure.
All right.
And sure, fuck it. Well, let's make it a menacing attack. Let's not make it a menacing attack, actually. Yeah, that's good enough.
You sure?
I'm 110% sure because menacing attack only lasts until it becomes my turn. And so it would only last until
Just not.
after Balabar's turn is over, so it's not worth it.
All right. I just want to check one thing. All right.
It's gonna be my turn anyway. And he just attacked, didn't he? So he's...
Yeah, so when you hit something there, it almost seems like this chill just shoots up your arm through your whip and into your body. And you find yourself slightly cold from the attack.
Do I have to make a saving throw of some sort, or it just happens?
It just
Make a
happens.
concentration or.
I do need to make a concentration check, that is correct. But you are going to take 11 cold. And then let me make my concentration check. Alright, he's going to succeed. So he's fine. Alright. So I think that's all worked out. And, so Balabar just went. I did my legendary action. Now it's my normal turn. Alright. Okay. So I think you're the most dangerous of the bunch. You hear a voice say above. And we are going to try to grab our buddy Balabar here.
Ew.
Alright, I'll roll my d20.
Maybe I should have made it menacing. Oh well. I thought that was
Misses.
just his regular action.
What's this D20 for?
I have mirror image up, so it misses.
Ah, okay, yes.
It hits my clone.
Well, does it automatic? I don't have to roll the hit?
Well, you have to roll the hit. Yeah.
Okay, does a 17 hit you?
Yeah, it would have.
Okay, it would have hit you. Alright, so that's going to miss. And then he is going to try to do it again.
So that like destroys one of your images, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you see one of his images
God, that
just
smells
pop
so
out of
cool.
existence. And then you're going to have to make another d20 roll. He hit you again.
I'm getting hit.
Okay. He chooses not to grapple you. And you are only going to take...
I chose not to be grappled.
Chosen not to be rebel.
Watch out, man.
Yeah, you find yourself taking 8 damage as you get slashed, kind of like across the face.
Since it hit me, it's right in front of me. Where am I getting hit from?
Above?
Somewhere near Thornbur.
Okay.
So it's probably
And I
within
don't
5
see
feet of you.
Footprint standing there.
You don't.
Probably on the roof.
Motherfucker. Yeah, exactly.
Spider-Man looking ass bitch.
Alright, time to blow up the roof.
Alright. So
Permission to blow
Kareem.
off the roof. Kareem?
Let's see here. So I don't have my reaction anymore. So I wouldn't be able to ready an ability.
Your reaction restarts when you start your turn.
Oh, that's right. Good point. Is that worth it though? Don't know.
I didn't know the general area of it.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll just make 2 attacks on disadvantage against whatever I think is in front of, or whatever I attacked last
You're
time.
gonna have to pick a square.
Well, it would be the same square that I attacked before,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, so you're aiming both attacks there?
Yep.
Okay. So they hit air. You don't have to roll.
Joe, come on.
He's on the
What-
roof!
He's no
Oh.
longer in that square.
Yeah, he's not there.
Did we hear the scurrying on the roof?
Yeah, wouldn't I know that? Wouldn't my character know that?
You're right. You did hear some steps before. So I'm sorry, I didn't actually say that before. So why don't I allow you a perception check first?
Okay, that'll work. Well, I'm probably not gonna know. Okay,
18 would have done it, but not the 8.
that's fair enough. Okay,
So yeah, you think he's somewhere on the roof, probably, maybe on the floor, but definitely not in the area of the grease. It's kind of hard to tell, but there are steps around.
Okay. Well, then I guess I wasted myself. I'm gonna use my second wind because I have it.
You got
So let me do that as my bonus action. So 10 plus 9. 14. Cool.
Okay. So, Thornbur?
So seeing this go down and hearing those footsteps, can I also make a perception check to try and notice where the?
Yes.
All right. Come on. I'm gonna use my token.
Go for it.
Yeah. Boom. Token's out.
Got it?
Boom.
Ooh.
So, you think that he is above you in this square.
Okay.
And in the column.
I'm just gonna turn around and I'm gonna thrust, and all this sparkly blue magic comes out of my crotch, and I cast Fairy Fire.
Very nice. Is there a saving throw against this? I don't think
Yeah.
I think there is.
It's dexterity.
What's the
I
DC?
believe.
That's a
Dexterity saving throw. DC is 16.
Okay. Let
Probably
me
has like
try to roll.
plus gajillion decks, I swear to God.
I know. I just like this invisibility thing's killing us. I had to try it.
Well, Dex is
Something.
his best save,
I know.
unfortunately. So let me roll that.
Pray,
You might fail.
Yeah, he could get a 1.
pray to Jesus.
Actually, I have a 25% chance of failure. No, he's gonna succeed.
Oh, fuck. All right. Well, my bless is gone. So, sorry. I'm just going to
But you do
then.
know what square he is.
Yeah, I'm just going to frustratingly send my spiritual weapon up there and make a spiritual weapon attack at disadvantage
Mm-hmm.
at this motherfucker. 11.
11 will miss.
All right.
And I think that was it, right?
And that's the end of my turn, yeah.
Okay.
Fuck!
So, the next person to go is Daisy. So am I currently grappling you, Belfrin? I believe I
Yes.
am.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a counterspell.
That's right, I did. So I am going to bite you, Belfrin. She's going to try to bite you again.
Okay.
She is going to get AC 12.
That will miss.
Right? I don't get advantage when I'm grappling something, I don't believe.
Mm,
No, my
Let me
speed
just
is up
check.
to 0.
Yep, that's good. Okay, and then she is going to try to slash you. So she tries to bite you into you, but you're like wiggling away from her. She's unable to get like a good grip with her mouth on you. But she does try to
Bitch.
slam a second claw into your stomach. And actually fails to do that as well. You're able to shove her aside with your shillelagh. And her turn is done. Okay, Ludovic is going to try to come to your rescue, and he says, "It must be on the ceiling." And he points up to the ceiling, and he's like, "Anything you could do about this grease?" He says to Balabar.
Get rid of it.
And
Is that
then
a
he
concentration
tries to-
spell?
What's that?
Grace?
Is Grease the con? Oh,
No.
okay. Never mind.
It's just there.
Yeah.
It's just there in the middle of the room now.
You can burn it.
It's gonna all have to deal with that.
That's awesome. I love it. Good
So
effort, good
not too bad. He actually manages to stab her with the sword cane and miss with the whip of fire, though. So he does a little bit of damage with the sword.
The whip of fire, huh?
Yeah, it's a whip that's lit aflame.
You should steal it.
Kareem, why don't you get a good whip?
You can hit something with it.
We hope he dies.
Oh, actually, no. It does seem though that the sword cane itself seems to be preventing her from regenerating. Oh shit! Did way too much damage there. Okay, got it. All right, so Ludovic is done. It will be Lily's turn. She is on the ground, still in the moonbeam. Okay, so Belfrin, back up to you.
Okay, going to action to move my move to engulf Daisy.
I didn't hear that, Jay. Say that one more time.
I'm gonna use my action to move my moonbeam over to Daisy.
Okay. Let me just get to the right layer here. I think, Jay, I should be able to give you control of this.
Cool.
Yep. See if you can move it. You should be able to.
I saw him.
No, it's not moving.
Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to add it to the right layer. All right, try now.
Ah, there we go. Okay.
All right, good.
Yep, perfect. So I'm gonna put this over her and then do my moonbeam damage. So DC 15 or take 12 radiant.
All right, 12 radiant damage. DC 15 Constitution saving throw. She blasts a radiant beam on her. She fails. She rolls a 1. So she takes the full 12.
Perfection.
Just gonna move this thing out of the way for a second so I can grab her.
Yeah. To the front.
All right. Anything else?
Let's see. That was my action. I'm still grappled. Nope, that's it.
Okay. So you guys hear some steps again along the ceiling, as you suspect. And then you see Ludovic
What? Does he move out of my 10-foot range?
He does not.
Does anybody get an attack of opportunity?
No, because you have to be able to see your target.
Oh.
So you see Ludovic get struck or attempt to get struck across the head. So that succeeds. And again, also succeeds.
Ludovic, no.
And you see Ludovic is pretty badly injured at this point. As you
I like
see,
it.
he gets 2 slashes right across the back and face.
Good. Puppy dies.
No.
Oh,
I need his whip.
don't have whip envy.
All right, Zorana, you're up.
Ludovic, no! Come out and fight like a coward. Fight like a cow. That didn't come out right.
I bet he feels inspired.
Stop fighting like a coward. Protect your precious little town.
There you go. There you go. You gotta work on your war cry there, Zorana.
Yeah. Baby steps.
Baby steps. I don't have Winter with me, I'm a little out
Out
of
of
the
sorts.
norm. Yeah, out of
It's like you're
sorts.
missing half your body.
Yeah. Like I'm missing 2 of my attacks. Or,
The Great Impaler. Not here.
Let's try for another sharpshooter on Daisy. Come on. Hey!
Hey,
Danny, it's right.
yeah, that's gonna hit.
So that is 12 plus 10, because that's the extra damage from sharpshooter.
And I ignored the 4 from the D8.
Yeah, ignore 4. That's just the crit.
So 22 damage. So very nice. All right, Daisy's not looking so good. And game term, she's bloodied. She gets an arrow right through the chest. It comes out of her back, and you see all this like black blood spurting out of it. She hisses in pain. Anything else?
I will throw out a. No, wait, hold on. Can I do that? I only have one of those. Actually, wait, that's for Winter. Actually, wait, it doesn't matter. He's not here. I'll
Your emergency healing.
I will throw my one-use healing word at Ludovic.
All right.
Give a whole. Oh shit! The one.
A massive 3.
Yep, a massive 3 health.
All right, got it.
You never know. It might
You never know. Yeah.
might be enough to stop me from getting that whip.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, Balabar. Before you go, I'm gonna jump in here with the legendary action.
Banish
I can spell
Ludovic
that.
to save his life.
You hear some footsteps on the ground again. I mean,
On
on
the ground?
ceiling again. On the ceiling. All right, it's your turn.
Where'd they sound like they were? Ended?
You can make a perception check.
Just did?
Okay. So they seem to be right above Thornburg.
Okay. I'm gonna empty. When we first found out we were gonna fight a vampire, I asked for help to make stakes. So I'm gonna empty 8 of those out of a bag and cast animate object on them and send them up to that spot.
All right.
All right.
So I'm going to.
Burn a counter spell.
That's right. That's a level 5 spell, correct?
Huh? I'm gonna use my reaction to counter spell on the counter spell.
Can you do that?
Yes, you can.
He's got to burn. I think you have to burn your own level 5 slot, right?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do.
You can do something lower, but then there's a roll in, right?
You don't have to burn a higher spot to cast it. You just have to make a roll.
Yeah. Well, what would that roll be? Let's determine that.
If it's 4th level or higher, it's an intelligence versus DC 10 plus spell level.
All right, hold on a second. Let me just look up counterspell here. I was under the impression that if you raise the level of the spell,
Then it's like automatic or something, but you don't. Yeah,
Mhm.
you don't have to do that. You don't have to roll.
Yeah. there are two options.
Yeah, so I am burning a 5th level slot.
So I am not. So I have to roll a intelligence 15 to counterspell his counterspell.
Okay, got it. Yes. Spellcasting ability, that's correct. 10 plus the spell level.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
And he made it.
Very good. Very
Nice.
good. All right, so you were able to stop him from counterspelling your animate objects, and now you get like what, 8
Nice.
attacks, right?
8 attacks.
Very good. That's a lot of
I wish-
concentration saves.
It sure is. That's what I'm going for.
You hear him
Oh
curse.
boy.
Holy shit.
Shit.
There you go.
God damn, I shouldn't let go of bless.
No, I wish you did not.
15 and
Fuck.
16s will miss. Looks like you hit with the 26, 21, 18, and 17. So, this is all magical, right?
Yeah. That's what we rolled
Is
last
it?
time.
Is
No,
that what we
it's.
roll?
I don't know. I don't remember.
What's the spell?
It's your call.
Yeah, because it's the weapons themselves that are causing the damage, not the actual
There
spell.
would though.
They are
That
wood
helps.
stakes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It does not help, but
No, it's only if he's in his resting place.
But I hit him 4 times.
Yeah, it does look like you hit him 4 times. You did 3, 3, 2, so that's 7, 8 so far.
And that's
Plus another
4
2.
con saves.
Yeah. So 10 total damage. Let me and 4 con saves. That's the important part.
That's the important part.
What kind of concentration spell was he using?
Greater visibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh! Wait, should he have been making con saves for our
He has
other
been.
attacks? Or
He
oh,
has
he has
been.
been.
Yeah.
I'm going for quantity now.
Yeah. So 4. So he passes the first one. Passes the second. Passes the third.
DC's 10, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Passes the third, the fourth.
It's 10 plus spell level. It's not
No,
just
I think
10.
I think it's just
Yeah,
10.
it's just
plus-
10. It's just
It's
10.
No,
10
it's
or
not.
10 plus
It's not the
damage.
spell level; it's the damage you take. So you
Yeah.
got to do over 22 damage for the DC to be above a 10.
Correct.
Because
It's
it's
a
either
concept.
half or 10, whichever's
Yep.
higher.
Whatever's higher. So it'd be 10.
Meh.
Because you're not
The-
doing any
The
damage.
lowest con save I rolled was 15.
Okay. Well, I hover all of them around him.
Yeah. All right. Sure. And he's in the square right above Thornburg.
Right. So if he moves in any direction, he'll move one of the stakes. Because they're all floating around him.
Go.
Get it?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, he can
That's
find
true,
a way
yeah,
to,
but
like,
then he can
sneak
get
in
out of it.
between.
Yeah.
Oh, of course he can get out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to like know which direction he went.
You could do the
Yeah.
limbo, you know.
Fact, it's going to be his turn now. So actually, you hear a loud pop.
Hot.
Well, it's not kind of loud. It almost sounds like yeah, like maybe he misty stepped away.
Mm-hmm.
Is your best guess?
I know the spell, so I probably know the sound.
And
Does that break his concentration on?
No.
nope, it's
No.
not.
It's not a concentration
Good try.
spell.
Good try.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know.
And we're gonna finish out this turn once Ludovic goes, if he's still alive. You will we will actually end for the night. So I'm gonna make attacks on Ludovic at this point because he wants Ludovic dead.
Uh-oh.
Alright, so just give me a second here. I just want to make my attacks on Ludovic. I'm a little rusty in my roll 20 here. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Alright, so first attack's gonna crit Ludovic.
Oh,
Uh,
fuck.
Yeah, not good.
God damn it. I want to use my warding flare, but I have to be able to see him. He's fucking... This guy sucks.
Wait, so we attack Ludovic?
He does, yeah.
Is he 10 feet?
You can't see him. Oh, no. That
Doesn't matter because my
As long as
sentinel
he's within
ability
5 feet of you.
doesn't matter if I don't
So
see
I
him.
teleported out.
Oh,
of
it's
range
oh, yeah.
because
So
of the misty step.
okay, so it's not 5 feet in front of me.
Yeah, he didn't move at all. He teleported out.
Well, no, but if he's okay, so Sentinel is if he attacks my ally,
he's
and
not
he's
within
5
10
feet.
feet of you.
He's not. Within
We'd have to be
5 feet.
5 feet actually.
Oh,
So
I didn't know that. I thought it was
good to
10.
know. Nope, it's 5.
All right,
It's-
so he's not
Within
uh,
5 feet.
within 5
Got
feet.
it. Okay.
In fact, your best guess is that he's probably somewhere near Zorana and Belfrin right now. So then, like I said, his first attack to crit. He does a significant amount of damage to Ludovic.
This is where I
You
want
see Ludovic kind of get punched in the head, and then you see a second attack at Ludovic happen as well.
Am I getting the win?
Which also succeeds.
God damn it.
So Ludovic is not looking good. He looks like an old beat. Wounds all over him. And he's definitely in the bloodied state. Alright, so Kareem?
I thought I was ending that turn, and then is that the game or
The round.
Yeah, the round.
round.
After
Alright.
Ludovic's turn.
Ludovic? Okay, so I guess I will walk a little closer to him. And do I know from where he was impacted by the damage?
You can make a perception on your turn.
Sure, let me try that.
It's free. 12's not going to be good enough, though.
Okay, well, screw it. Is Daisy still alive?
She is, but she's got a lot of cover from you at the
Yeah.
moment because she's in a room.
It's really weird. You have to go like around.
I still have a lot of more movement. I wonder how. I'm gonna test this reset and see
Oh
what's
my
gonna
gosh.
happen here. So I'll walk right here. What happens?
Kevin's got to tell you. I think you need to make a
dex
dexterity
check,
saving throw.
probably.
It counts as difficult terrain.
Okay.
If you enter it, make a dex save. Yep.
Is that DC 16?
Yep.
I pressed it, but nothing's happening. Give me a second.
Hey,
There
you
we
just
go.
made it.
Oh.
Oh, I'm a beautiful man. Okay, so I'm gonna move over here. Then I'm gonna attack over my ally Belfrion and try to hit Daisy.
Sure. Oh, she's got 2 whips on her.
So 22 and 26.
2 hits.
That's 8 damage and 10 damage, which is probably half. And fuck it, why not? We'll make it a menacing attack. One of them.
All right.
DC 16 on a Wisdom save.
DC 16 Wisdom. Oh, rolled the wrong thing, but she succeeds.
Okay, so that's 6 extra damage. Well, maybe not, but
3, yeah. So she is still alive. She looks like she's in bad shape, but you managed to get her once across the face, once on the leg. She's able to resist a menacing attack. She hisses at you. She says, "Eric will feed on all your blood." That's what she screams out.
cool.
You're like, cool. All right, Thornburg.
I'm gonna start flying with my wings. I'm just like kind of come up to the ceiling
Yeah, go for it.
and just look over in their direction and say, "It's time to end this." And I'll cast my fireball. Or use my Radiance of the Dawn. So any creature within 30 feet of me must make a Constitution saving throw. Let me just double check real quick that, because that's my own writing. Let me make sure that the wording doesn't say I have to see them.
I doubt it, because it's a
That's
radiant
a
ability.
radiant thing.
Yeah. But so they'll make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw.
All right, she's gonna fail. Daisy.
I'll roll the damage.
She gets probably very badly burned. You can describe what happens to her.
And then an extra 9 damage too from
29.
the my Radiant Soul. So yeah, she just like burns in a scream and turns to dust in the light of Lathander.
Well, she doesn't actually turn to dust.
Okay, that's fair.
See her body become a smoking husk on the ground.
And
And then the other guy, Eric, make a save at DC 16 Constitution.
Mm.
So let me roll
Yeah,
that
Eric.
for him.
29 on a failure.
He's going to succeed. I still need to make a concentration check, so let me do that. So he does, it takes 14 on a success.
Yep.
So the DC's 10, and he succeeds.
And then I'll use my bonus action to cast a second level healing word.
On Ludovic.
On Ludovic, give him 11 hit points.
Nice.
You guys keep bringing Ludovic back. All right?
Keep him up.
He's still bloody, though.
Yeah. All right, and that's the end of my turn. I'm just like
So,
flying there.
Burst of light comes out of you, right?
Yeah.
You see it you see something waver between Zorana and Belfry on the ceiling, but you only catch a very brief glimpse of it. Then you hear like a hiss coming from that general direction, and you hear some footsteps right above Kareem. Sorry, I moved you, Kareem. Moved the wrong person there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
You know where he
thank
is,
you.
guys.
Well, you didn't know where he ended up. All right. But you can attempt on your turn to make a check. And then the last person in the round who's currently dead and unable to regenerate is Daisy. So,
Ludovic.
Oh, and then Ludovic goes. Ludovic
Save
says,
yourself!
the voice of your healing on me is what he screams out. I can heal myself. And you see that he kind of looks around and tries to pinpoint the creature's position on the ceiling, Eric's position. And points right, almost looks like above Balabar, or right to the south of Balabar on the map. And this spot is where he points. And he says, "There!" And he says, "Damn this! Damn this! Grease!" is what he screams out. And then he tries to fling his whip at that dude. I'm helping!
At least it's in the middle of the room. You kind of move around it, you know?
Yeah. I'm thinking about throwing it up on the ceiling. It'll stick there.
I drip on us.
So let's see his fire whip attack on Ludovic if it's not. On Eric. Oh, it actually fails because I forgot he's got disadvantage. All right, so he's unable to actually hit him. But then he looks at Balabar and he says, "This one will rise." And he points at Lily on the ground.
Oh no.
And that's where we'll stop, because just as he says that, you see Lily get up.
What?
Oh no.
Speaker.
That's right. You gotta stake her.
Fine, I'll waste one of my steaks.
Oh, we probably should stake Daisy now that we know that.
And just move that out of the way for a second, Thornburg. There you go. Alright, and that's where we'll pick up with the top of the round with Lily.
Oh god.
Well, I'm sure we're not supposed to kill him, on the first encounter, it's...
Yeah, we have to learn.
Boss.
I just wish I have see invisibility. That's all.
How are your
I thought you
guys?
had that spell last time.
That was a
I
different
know,
game.
man. I wish I had Dispel Magic right now.
That was a
Dude, Fairy
different
Fire,
game.
man. Just keep trying Fairy Fire until we get
Yeah.
it.
It's high. It's
He
the
has
best
a huge
dex.
fucking dex, that's why I don't want to use
Yeah,
Conjure
I
Barrage.
think I'm gonna just
either,
use
like-
all my slots.
Alright, so I'm sorry it was a little bumpy at the end. But
No.
I hope you guys had
Good.
fun.
That was great.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We'll get him.
So good news is though that I got a new, so I actually don't have to work those very shitty hours in the upcoming future.
Oh,
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
So I'll
Congratulations.
know my actual start date very soon. I
Okay.
hope. But yeah, like I said, I don't have to work those shitty night shifts in the upcoming weeks.
yeah.
So
Nice.
our next session then would be on the 10th of July.
Cool.
41.
Great.
Hopefully
I hope
I'm
you
not.
guys- Go ahead. Oh, you don't know yet, right?
Who knows, man?
They'll let him know.
All right, fair enough.
We'll know
If I
when
get
he
any
knows.
information, I will tell you.
Okay, sounds good. Did you guys enjoy yourselves tonight?
Yes.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Awesome.
It was fun.
Didn't expect to
Yeah,
be-
it'll be hard a
was
little
some-
bit to get back into it. 2-month break is a little.
Yeah, yeah. There was
No,
some
it was good. It was
characters
good
in the
RP and good combat.
We need to take this fight
Yeah.
outside to the stables, you know? Wink, 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 nudge.
Open up the windows around us.
Yeah, well,
There
I
are
mean, the
windows.
windows, they're just shuttered. Right, exactly. There are windows.
You'll land on the antlers of winter.
Somebody sending on Winter.
Yeah, I mean,
Have-
He's
come to
gonna
the
burst
rescue.
through the door.
Hop out the window and like land on Winter's back, right?
Yeah, majestically.
All
Just
right.
like, go ahead.
I know. I was just gonna say thank you guys for playing.
yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good night.
That's
All right,
great.
cool.
Thank you for DMing.
And Kevin,
Yeah.
you're running your game on Monday?
Should be. I don't know. Let me check the calendar.
How's your other game been going? Your Princess of the Apocalypse.
Good,
All
good.
right.
We just jumped back into that last week. From
Finally
Brian's
got out
absence.
of Red Larch again because we got
But
back.
Yeah,
we're gonna go
yeah.
back. We gotta
We
create a
have to go
club.
back.
That's
Yeah.
my goal right now as a character is to create a nice rave club in our basement.
That's
gonna be
great. Space.
Yes, Joe, for Monday.
All right, cool.
It's actually
What
hopefully
session? How many
surviving.
sessions have you guys played already?
a lot.
20.
21.
21.
Jesus Christ! Really?
Mm-hmm.
What do you play every week? Or you play
No,
bonus
every
sessions?
No.
every other.
I don't know how we
Started-
caught up like that. It's kind of weird.
Well, no, I
Wait, how
mean,
many
we
we
have
have in
like
this game?
40 in this game.
Yeah,
we
we
have
just got to
41
40.
in this game.
Yeah,
no,
so
this
about halfway.
is, no, this is 40. This is session
Yeah,
40.
that's right. It'll be
Yeah.
41 next session.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about that, that's like, so if we're 20 sessions behind, that's like 40 weeks behind. If it's
Mhm.
every other week. So that makes sense. Like we started
almost a
our
year
other game like
behind,
to be
almost
honest.
a year after
Yeah.
you guys started Storm King's Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
Makes
Love
sense.
are you guys in that campaign?
5?
5,
Oh wow.
but they haven't done
It's
shit.
Yeah, I know.
But we had so much fun in that campaign, though. It's
we
great.
haven't,
It's great.
we haven't done
A lot of
any
RP, a lot of
fucking
shenanigans.
They've
A lot
barely
of
gotten through
shenanigans.
any of the
Isn't there
like,
a time
actual.
We
limit
don't-
on that game?
We don't want to leave the main
Kinda.
town.
I haven't really like triggered the shit yet. But,
I'm like, I know things happen.
yeah.
Man.
There's definitely some shit
No
that happened
spoilers.
while they
no
like
spoilers.
waited
Yeah,
7
don't
days
say
at Red
anything.
Larch for fucking the green grass party. Sons of bitches.
What's that, Joe?
Is that the name of your party's name? Green Grass?
No.
No, green grass is like the holiday.
Yeah. The
Oh,
Green
okay.
Grass Holiday. Yeah.
And
We're
it was
the,
like-
we're the implausibles in that
That's the
game.
name of the party.
That sounds like a bad superhero group.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
exactly
that's
what
what
we
we
are.
Well, all of our
The
all of
rejects.
our
Doom Patrol.
basically all of our characters have questionable morals. We're all like neutral characters, so we're implausible.
And we're all shady, like, people and races.
yeah, we all have
so-
very questionable stuff going on.
Fun. Have you played that, Kevin?
No, I've run it.
Oh, you've run it.
Oh.
Oh,
That's a level 15 campaign, isn't it? Doesn't it go
Yeah.
up to 15
something
or
like
something?
that.
We didn't finish it, but I did a portion of it.
Yeah.
Why were
We're
you able
definitely
to finish it?
Moving.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Couldn't
Yeah, there's
remember.
some cool dungeons in there. I'm excited to get to.
If these fuckers ever get to it.
It's a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun doing shenanigans, to be honest.
This
It
book
falls
makes me
out,
want to
right?
run a Planescape game.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
that's a lot of
It's a
good
great
stuff.
book. I want to use those trolls really badly. I love the trolls in that
Oh,
book.
I just love the demons, and I love Planescape. It's my favorite
Yeah.
campaign. So I have now the Yugoloths and everything else. I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
They
Yeah.
should write a Planescape. I don't know why there's
They
not like an
probably
official.
will. Oh.
I bet it will soon enough.
So I heard,
They're
After
going
the
slow.
water
and I'm
deep
pretty
shit.
sure it's a confirmed rumor that they're releasing 2 additional campaign settings this year.
Yeah,
Like
we
just-
know about the water demon.
Oh yeah.
No. These are
No,
in
no,
addition to Forgotten Realms. So,
Mhm.
Mm.
like, they're opening up 2 more campaigns for people to play.
I bet one has to be
Oh.
Eberron because
What?
they put a lot of money in that the last few years. Eberron.
And what?
Eberron?
Eberron.
I don't know. My suspicion is either Spelljammer or Planescape, and the other one being Dark Sun, because they did a lot of psionic stuff, so it would make sense that psionic would be in both.
Hmm.
But that's my suspicion. I don't know about Eberron. I think Eberron.
Isn't Keith Baker still part of the group?
I don't know. That's a good question.
So I don't know.
He's
I
the
think
the creator of the Eberron setting. I like that setting a lot, but I think
They
it's too similar to Forgotten Realms.
They need a Dendar campaign. That'd be freaking awesome.
What's a Dendar campaign?
So Dendar
Dendar
is
old god.
old god, and she's
He
like
just wants
the-
a campaign based off of that.
she's basically like the old god of nightmares, and so there's like basically, what was that one campaign that they created with the island and the dinosaurs? What's that called?
Annihilation.
Tomb of Annihilation. Tomb of
Yeah, Tomb of
Alliance-
Annihilation.
Annihilation.
So in Tomb of Annihilation, on that actual physical island, there's
Hey, no spoilers. I'm playing that with Kevin.
well, I don't actually know anything about the campaign. This is beyond the campaign. This is just the lore of that
Lore.
island.
Of the island.
Okay.
There's like a portal on that island that Dendar is rumored to go through and destroy the whole world. And there's actually like a guardian who's guarding that
Portal.
that tomb or whatever the heck it is, like a portal. And so the rumor is that Dendar will one day destroy everything by going through that portal and creating the world into a nightmare and blocking out the sun and destroying everything. That's Dendar's lore.
Don't worry, Joe. It doesn't affect the game at all.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that has nothing to do with the campaign of Tomb of Annihilation.
I think
That's
I've
just-
heard that though. I just didn't know the name of it was Dendar. That's
Yeah, Dendar's really cool. I really want to campaign with her. She's awesome.
So like as the main villain, or like
As
it's
the
already
main
Apocalypse.
Oh, main villain, and then like you have to stop the apocalypse.
I'd never heard of that
Stop.
before. It's so weird. I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh.
Yeah, just
Me
look at
neither.
Dendar.
We just read
Her-
random
her-
snippets of Realms lore
Dendar the
sometimes.
Terrifying.
The Night
Alright.
Serpent is what her.
So I gotta be at work at 8 tomorrow, unfortunately. But
Good luck.
so thank you guys again. I will
Thanks,
see you in a
Joe.
couple of weeks on the 10th.
Good night.
Thanks for
enjoy
running.
your July 4th. Be safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Too.
Don't burn
Yeah, you too.
yourselves.
Thank you.
All right.
Enjoy the fireworks.
Don't burn yourself either.
All right. Peace, guys.
Good night.
Night.
Peace, Joe.